7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 323. We're just starting the season off. We can't start without a mistake to start with. I'm your host, Travis. Welcome back into the TLR Coatings studios here. We're here to wrap up A1, a very eventful A1. And, yeah, we're back for 2026. We got all the regular sponsors back with us here. Gutter Worx, Complete Racing Solutions, the Armory for our Reload Rant now. Instead of Holster Co., we're the Armory for our Reload Rant. TLR Coatings Tinfoil Hat, ProFlow 2VD Recap. Also, Alias MX, Adept Creative Co., and Nano Extreme on board with us, hopefully with our Nano Extreme Painful Take. Do you have that Shake a Snake picture? Put it on the screen right now. The Nano Extreme Painful Take. And if you want to know what it's like to get Nano Extreme in your eye, check out this right here.
Hold on.
Never mind.
I gotta find it.
Boy.
Well, we've got a painful take.
I'm prepared.
Photo, so.
We got a painful take already. Anyway,
I've got it
pulled up right now. This is what happens when you put Nano Extreme in your eye. It is a painful take, isn't it, Cole?
It is a painful take.
So, all right. Yeah, so we're going to wrap up A1. In studio with me tonight, the usual boys here. His farewell season, is that what we're going to call it? Can we make an announcement on the air?
I mean, you can make any announcement you
Well,
want.
I don't want to say anything you don't want me to say.
No, I mean, this is going to be...
Farewell season here basically for Justin, although we are working on doing some audio-video call-ins. Not just audio and video. So we may be able to still do this.
Yeah.
Here for his farewell season,
Yep.
it's Justin. Hey, bud.
How's it going, pal?
Here for back for Supercross and select outdoor events only. Cole's back.
Or whenever.
Or
I decide to
whenever.
show up. Yeah.
Or whenever.
He's got a lot of time on his hands now, so
Oh,
he
my God.
I guess.
he may
I mean,
be
if there's
doing
any-
31 rounds.
If there's
this year.
any nice single women,
Ooh,
out
are we
there.
gonna? Ooh, can me and Justin
Oh.
do find a date for Cole
let's do it.
in the comments here?
Hell yeah.
Y'all's nuts is probably available.
I mean, here's the thing.
Cole is a nice young man.
I'm a nice young man. I have a dog.
Makes 100 G's a year.
I own a home.
Has a house. Yep. Okay. Cool.
That's all you
Awesome.
need to know. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to
He wears
know.
cool
And
hats.
I'm very emotional.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't say that out loud.
But anyway, Justin's farewell season.
Yeah.
Justin is engaged.
Yep.
Justin will be moving to the Philippines here
Yep.
with his lovely fiance here. Coming. You're not moving before the end of the year, right?
I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to officially move over there because all the paper wouldn't be processed, but that would be the goal, but probably won't be till 2027.
Okay, so this is his farewell year essentially, and then he'll probably be on the phone because I mean
It's just a time
there's-
difference.
I was gonna say there's Wi-Fi. What time is it there right
Yeah,
now?
there is Wi-Fi in the Philippines.
Yeah,
Dick.
no shit,
it's
Sherlock.
right now until springtime, they're 13 hours ahead. So it's morning there.
Oh, so it's
It's
Yeah,
7.
you
6:30 in the morning.
It's 7.
7.
He'd be
Yeah,
having
whatever.
his coffee. It's great.
Dude, yeah, you'd be
And
having
then
coffee
in the
while we're doing
springtime-
this.
And then in the springtime, when our time changes, it's only 12. So
Oh.
it's literally just
This is simple. This is easy. I thought this was going to be hard, but this is really, really
Yeah,
simple.
Not a big
So,
deal. Not a big deal.
Anyway,
Why don't you flash up your new little bling?
I flashed it in all the videos this weekend.
Well.
I am also taking.
I
I'm
like
off
that
the
ring.
market, ladies.
I like that ring.
You like that?
I like it.
Dude, this was
The rubber
This
boy?
was a solid $8 on Amazon.
I
Doesn't
thought I'd
matter.
have one of those by now.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, man. It's all about the attachment to it.
You can be like that movie. Just go with it. You can just buy one and wear it. It's a great way to pick up chicks. Apparently,
Really, I've never
hasn't
heard of
worked
that
for
movie.
me, but it's a
I
great
guess
way.
I'm gonna have to watch that movie.
There you go. Just go with it. Adam Sandler. Yeah, dude, it's funny. You should watch
A
that.
lot of great movies that I guess I haven't seen.
You've got time.
Are these a romantic comedy? Where do these fit in?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Though.
I am too. Comment down below if you've seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall, because my man over here has not, which really blows my weight.
That actually does surprise me. It
because
really
that
does.
movie was hilarious.
It was.
Well, my DMs are open.
There you go. There you go.
Hit him up, Yugeti191 on
Yes, sir.
Instagram.
Yep. Facebook,
Yep. How's the YouTube's going?
Tinder,
How's the YouTube's going?
Bumble.
But
Okay.
Grinder?
Hinge.
It's not going. We're sad, so we can't make
How's my YouTube
videos.
going?
Yes.
Uh,
Jesus. 80. It's like talking to my kid 87 times later. What? Sorry.
I know. My YouTube. I haven't really been putting much out lately. I've been putting a little bit on Facebook.
Sounds gay.
I've got some. I don't know. I've got some stuff in the hopper that I just haven't. Got some stuff in the Johnny hopper, as you could say.
You put stuff in
Yeah.
Johnny Hopper?
But I haven't.
It's weird that you're
Just
putting
sitting
stuff
down and
in Johnny
editing.
Hopper because he's also married.
Yeah, sitting down and editing is the hard part. You know how that is.
I don't know anymore. I
And
got a
plus
guy.
It's winter. And plus, it's winter time here, so.
I can edit videos for some money. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He
$5?
freelances,
Okay.
$5?
but it's whatever.
No,
But it's whatever he says plus 20%. By the way,
You got a fiber, Ed?
20% for the big guy.
no, I don't have.
So 10.
Okay. Anyway,
20% for the big guy.
that's it. That's life.
All right.
Life's happening.
Cool.
I'm
Life-
glad you boys are happy.
Oh boy,
I
here
don't
we
know how
go.
to take
He's
that.
gonna start crying here.
All right, let's move on.
He's gonna start crying. All right, moving on here. A1 wrap up show here. We're back. 31 rounds. Very excited. I released a whole bunch of videos this weekend here. There's a qualifying live stream. I almost forgot that was live. I almost didn't do that live. So there's the qualifying, which I'm going to start calling those the live watch parties, I think. So that'll be cool. Reaction show. Go check out our thoughts on Chase Sexton in the preview show because that video is doing really well.
And of course, the Deegan video is always doing
Well, you know, hey, we only put Deegan's name in it to get 1,000 views. Don't get me
I was chirping back.
Armory reload rant here.
Do
And
you
it's
like some of
100
the chirp backing I was doing?
Dude, yes. I saw you and like I go in there and you were already commenting on 'em. I'm like, "Oh, sweet."
I was clapping.
Did you like the one guy? There was a couple in there that I was like, "This is the dumbest fucking comment in here."
I feel like
and I
every-
said that to him.
I feel like every time we do a Deegan video, we just gain like 10 new haters that just come out of nowhere. But then it's like, if you think about it,
unreal.
if you think about it though, that means the algorithm's working because a lot of those names, I mean, I don't have time to go through all of those, but some of those names I don't recognize. So it's like, y'all are only here.
It is new people.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
are only here because it's Deegan. So it's like, whether you like it or not, the algorithm
and
is
hey,
working.
We're only getting views because it's Deegan, although the
But
Chase
yet they still
Sexton
go to
video
him.
has 4 times the amount of
The
views that the
Sexton
Deegan
one?
video
I haven't
did.
even really looked.
I just find it funny.
You don't want to. As long as you want your paycheck to keep saying Kawasaki, don't look at it.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny though. But it's like, you guys, the
It's
algorithm's
terrible.
working.
It's terrible. So,
The Prado one wasn't all.
huh?
The Prado one didn't get some heat.
Nah, it didn't. Not really.
It's doing okay, but nah, not as much.
Yeah, it's not as much. But the
Wow.
Sexton one took off.
No,
I
okay.
was really
no,
su-
I
I was
guess
really
I'm gonna have
surprised
to look
by
while
that.
you keep opening this deal up.
Okay. Yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna do our 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Worx. We will then do our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report there. Then we'll take a little break, and then we will wrap up with our Pro Flo Racing 250 race recap. Usually, we would have our buddy Eric Grandal call in. Former pro, owns Alias MX and Adept Creative Co. But he is actually got a date tonight with
Ooh.
his chick there.
Great
so-
cover story.
Not
Eric.
chick. He has
Yeah.
a wife.
Great
Like,
cover story.
you guys
Eric.
all have wives.
Great cover story. Eric.
Great.
You know the real reason why you don't want to. Call
Are they
him.
married?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't.
I don't
maybe
think they're
not.
married, to be honest with you.
No, I think it's his
basically.
girlfriend.
I think it's just his girlfriend.
But like
Oh,
I
this
said,
one
anyway,
is-
we
this
know
one-
the real reason why Eric doesn't want to call in. He'd
Oh,
be
this
sad
one did
panda.
blow up.
He'd be sad panda.
Ask me about that after the show.
Sad panda.
Ask me about that after the show because there's a funny story there too. So that'll basically be the show here. We're gonna talk a little bit in halftime. I didn't really prep you boys on this. We'll talk Myrtle indictment.
Oh, you mean the nothing thing?
Yeah, the big nothing burger.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Oh,
talk.
it doesn't pass the sniff test.
Why don't you go shake a snake at it, you douche?
You want to talk about how? Can we talk about how the HRC intro for Hurlings was top notch and the one for Geyser was nothing?
Yeah,
nothing
yeah,
burger as
yeah.
well?
We'll talk some. We can talk some GP stuff here at the halftime too.
Reminds me of Triumph. and
We're
Triumph.
also gonna talk SMX, the SMX stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that when
That's
we
pretty
get
cool.
there. And anything else you guys want? I have a rant.
Mm.
In fact, I think I have a couple, but I can't. I only wrote one down, so I'll have to see if I can remember the other one. But I know I've been thinking of them this week. Anyway, so we're gonna cover all that, guys. So with that being said, we're gonna jump into our first section here, which is gonna be our 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Worx. Always well hung, just like Justin Barcia. And thank God we can still use that reference
no
right
shit.
now. That was
Hopefully his unit's okay.
His unit's probably okay.
I mean, at least he popped a couple kids out. If it's not
Look, man, that thing's got its own just fucking
atmosphere. All right, so let's jump into this here. Dude, the old dog
Oh,
got her
hang
done.
on. I brought something for you guys.
Eli Tomac,
My boss got me something for Christmas,
please.
and I figured this is perfect.
Let's see.
It's not. If it's
How is
bad-
he? How is it? He always shows up and like whips stuff out here.
I don't know. He's got
Ready?
cool hats. I told you.
Yeah, let's see this. What is this hat we got going on here? the pecker head and hat.
Nice.
The pecker-
Tomac
Although
was
he
up there
wasn't-
pecking.
Was he doing any?
I don't
Was he
think
doing
he was
any?
pecking.
Oh,
woodpecking?
he was pecking on the
Was he?
podium,
Was he?
dude.
Was he?
Was he?
All
It's
right,
for
all
my
right,
boy
do a little
Tomac
woodpeck-
right here.
Pecker heading on
Do a
the
little
podium there.
woodpecking.
Oh
do a
yeah,
little
he was
Dude.
pecking
Bike's
dude.
awesome.
Fucking
Everything's
bike's
great.
awesome. It's orange. It's fast.
It's orange. It's fast.
Traction.
Everything's fast as
Yeah.
fuck. Shock
Yep.
didn't blow out
Oh
yet.
my
So
God.
The motorcycle's great.
Didn't use the scoop tire.
No scoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round of applause to Eli Tomac.
dude, that was impressive.
All right.
That was really
And the starts were there.
impressive.
Both the restart and the main start. He was up
Yeah.
in the game. So
I mean, he was. I mean, dude, he was on it from Jump Street all day
It
long.
is.
Yeah.
All day long.
right there,
Yep. And look, I'll be honest.
pecker head.
In my things leading up to it, I gave him a chance, but I really thought Ken Roczen would get it done. But
You
man,
and a lot of other people. You and a lot of other people.
Well, in a way, it sounded like when Kenny was talking that Tomac was literally just jetting it. Basically, it sounded
Yeah.
like he would like Kenny was saying I'd make a little bit on him and then he'd stretch it right back out.
They
It was
yo-yoed the
pissing me
whole entire
off.
time.
So
Yep.
I think Eli,
yeah,
honestly,
wow.
I think he went out there, and I say right off from Jump Street, right from first lap, and I think he heard the noise after the WSX round in, what was it, Argentina, and all the struggles, and I think that he went out there, they went to work after the fact, and, you know, Eli's always aggressive, but I think that he went out there right off the rip, and he's like, we have a setting, I need to go out here and push it right away to see if this setting, this is what I think, push to see if this setting is going to work. And I think that all the things that we talk about the KTM, I'm not going to go into them because we all know them, but what it does well, and especially the way he rides the bike, and I think that he proved last night that when that setup's on, he's going to be real fucking hard to beat.
He is. I'll tell you what though. I'm still super nervous about those shocks
I mean, yeah, you should be.
because
it's not
2
great.
weeks ago I heard that it's not fixed.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
RJ's was looking pretty good in the whoops.
Boing, a boing, a boing.
Oh man. And like my thing is, I thought about this the other day too. Is like when those shocks like go like that, do they end up in a Kenny situation? Because like
Yeah.
No, because I think theirs is they, like, it blows.
they can feel them. They feel the fade before something happens. I think, right?
But I think it's going to be like a Prado thing on the presentation day where it's just going to blow out and it's going to just drop. Kenny's was like what? It was a fucking
Just exploded.
yeah. It was
Yeah.
it was a fluid issue and it just the dampening just went through the roof. So, I mean, I don't know. God, I mean, there's a lot of you don't want it to ever happen, but God, I hope it doesn't happen at a place like Daytona.
yeah.
Well, either way, man, he answered a lot of questions. I mean, like I said, starts were there. Got out front, managed it.
Yeah, like
Like-
I don't want to dig too far into it because it's still just
It's
A1,
A1,
right?
Yeah,
But like that was
it's a good
lift.
start.
It's
Good
a good
start.
start. Yeah.
And you know what? Got away from the fucking scoop tire.
Yeah, I
But
think
that-
it sounds to me like they went to work on now they've got a setting for non-scoop and scoop.
Yeah.
But the thing though is that, and this was another thing I had thought about, and I didn't really like putting two and two together until after Argentina, and then we started talking about all this. Again, with the way that bike is, not gonna go into it. Everybody knows it, but the flex of the steel, the way Eli sets the bike up, especially rear high.
Not gonna go into it. Goes into
Yeah,
it.
I didn't want to go into the same thing that everybody says. Ricky, like, oh yeah, that thing flexes on really, but. I started thinking too. I understand why Eli. We all know why he runs the scoop the same way. Why he wanted the cable clutch, but I'm like, dude, that is the last bike you want to be using a scoop tire on. With as much traction as that thing's gonna get, it's gonna go south real quick. And I hope that made him realize that he does not need to use the scoop all the fucking time.
Oh, I think he had a moment of realization. I think for him to be confident, they set the bike up both ways, right? Because before, just the way the knobs were, the sag had to be a certain way, right? So
yeah, there's been a lot of talk about this in the last couple weeks with this of them going back to work on it to get it set up not on the scoop, which is the first time in a couple of years that he has not run the scoop because he runs the scoop everywhere.
he rode the scoop at Washougal.
He rode the scoop at that Dallas SMX
No, I
race.
know.
yeah,
Which
where
is
the
like,
the
what-
half the track was black.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fucking lugs were just gone afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guaranteed.
Yep.
But
So Ken Roczen gets second.
Kenny was frisky.
I had him for my win.
Rode good.
Well, again, man, there were so many. Not that I wouldn't like. I understand why, but it is crazy. Like that was the consensus. Everybody, for the most part, thought that Kenny was going to get the W.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One thing I want to point out with those two guys, because obviously you think World Supercross with Kenny, right? You look at the results sheet. Anybody who switched to a new bike or any of the guys that were doing World SX, they were up front.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
the gentleman who had no racing this offseason.
Before we get into that for a second, I got to ask you guys a question, though. Do you think, and I don't have an opinion on it, but I want to get your guys, do you think, though, had Kenny started in front of Eli, do you think Kenny could have taken it to the end? Or do you think that Eli would have passed him straight up?
I think history says no.
So you think Kenny would have just sprinted away and Eli would have been playing catch-up the whole time?
It
and
it just depends on how far he sprinted ahead, because
Say
usually
it's the same situation reversed, though. Where Kenny has an Eli where he yanks the start, gets out front, and then Eli's playing catch-up.
I don't know, man.
I don't
Eli
know.
was good
I'm
last
just
night.
curious if there was more in the tank for Tomac, because I almost feel like there was.
I agree with that. Kenny, I think, was doing everything he can, and I only say that because of the comments that we all heard him make.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. So I don't think so. I think that Eli would have caught him.
Yeah.
Either way, Kenny's going to do Kenny things, and
Fucking
hopefully
The old dudes.
hopefully that man just stays consistent.
I got to give Kenny 6 rounds before I can really start.
Yeah.
I got to see him get through after Daytona, and
Yeah.
or when he starts slumping.
Indy. Because Indy's the second East round this year, second or third.
He's great in Indy.
Yeah, if he makes it to the second or third round of Indy, because we all saw what happened in Detroit last year, and then after that, if he makes it to the second or third round in the East Coast and he's still in it, then we can have the conversation. But I can't, as much as I would love to. Last night, I'm like, this is just what Kenny does.
He does that at A1.
Yeah.
He'd probably go out and fucking win Glendale too.
Yeah. All right. So probably the surprise of the night here.
Dude,
Jorge
hang on.
Prado.
Boys,
Dude.
can we all, you got some crow that we can all sit here and eat?
I'm not eating crow. I got no crow to eat.
Oh my God!
boy.
Here we
I got
fucking
no-
go.
I got no
Now
comments
he
for
went
you.
off his pedestal real quick, and now he's back on it.
No, I got no crow to
GP,
eat.
dude.
Oh,
Knew he had it in him.
Oh,
No,
he
I'm
had
not
it
saying
in him the
that.
whole
I'm
time.
not saying that. I'm not saying that. It's the first round, but I have no crow to eat because there was no one point where I got up and I said the same shit you guys were saying about
I
him.
think the biggest thing that we were all kind of saying though is there was no accountability for what he did last
Which he
year.
still hasn't taken any accountability, and that still drives me crazy.
That drives me nuts. But dude,
But it's how he
coming
brings
out,
them in.
coming out like this,
He proved.
Okay, all
he
right.
proved that he wasn't
All
wrong.
right, pause.
He said, "Give me the KTM and I'll be back."
And look what he did.
Pause.
And the whoop speed,
Pause.
Okay, pausing.
It's A1.
it doesn't matter though.
Nope.
For somebody
no,
like him,
no, it doesn't matter.
No,
Dude,
honestly, for me,
for somebody like him, this is different. This is not. If you want to say it's Eli, it's
I gotta
A1.
see it. I gotta see another round or two, man. If
Why?
he
listen,
comes out,
I
next
understand.
week and
I
does-
understand your point, but dude, how many?
6 Supercross races.
Six, and I'd say 3 of those 6 were probably mud.
You're right. Yeah, the first when he came over in the
When he
gas
came-
gas.
yeah.
At least 2 of them were for sure.
Look, I understand, man. I gotta see it another couple weeks here where he's in that fight like that, and
Yeah.
then I'll go, okay, cool, this is real.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
But what happens if he just gets 5th the next couple rounds? It's still better than any of fucking anybody thought.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so honestly, the whole day, like
but that's what I mean by in the fight. Like if he's fighting in the top 5 there, I'm just gonna go, okay,
yeah,
cool. This
I
is...
wasn't expecting the speed, the raw speed in qualifying, and I'm like, all right.
That was weird. Yeah, the whole day was weird to me.
And then the heat happens, and I'm like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And then main happens, and I'm like, oh, well, if it wasn't for the restart, he was buried in the back. But second one took advantage of it, yanks the start, and I'm like, And then I'm like, Anderson, all them boys, they're freight training. They're going to catch him. None of them caught him.
That's what everybody, all the people online were
Yeah.
like, well, this and that. And it's like, well, he just kept getting dropped by Kenny and Eli. And I'm like, okay, cool. So did
Yeah, so
everybody
does the
else.
rest of that
And
pack.
then it's like they all also had 20 minutes plus 1 to catch him, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Look,
And-
I'm with you. I'm in the middle. Yes, it's A1, but also all the shit talking,
what he
everything
said he
that's
was gonna
happened
do.
last year, and he backed it up. He
Because
put the
outside of Jett,
he put the money where his mouth was.
Yeah.
outside of Jett, everybody was there. Everybody was there.
I know.
Outside of Jett.
And
Okay,
look-
so you put Jett in there and he goes back to 4th. Still fucking better than any of us thought he was going to
Look,
do.
I give him credit too, man. He ate a lot of humble pie in every interview I heard. There was not once where it was like, yeah, this was the thing. It was all like, I didn't know this was going to happen in Supercross. When I say, give me the KTM and next year will be different, I'm talking outdoors. So the fact that he ate all that humble pie of like, I can't even believe I'm here right now. Okay,
And he knew
like-
going into A1 that he had to put up or shut up, because if he would have finished 10th or worse, which we all kind of said like what 8 to 12, 10 to 14.
But I don't think any of us would have really looked down on that. We all just would have went like,
No, but to him
okay.
though, he looks down on it though
Yeah.
because he expects
No,
the best.
either way, all around, it's
And this is the
it,
one thing
it was
that-
unexpected
and
for
this-
sure.
And I will say this too, just from last night and all day, even with the fake starts, his starts are back.
Yeah, those are.
So even if you want to say, okay, maybe on the
They were
top
there
end,
on the Cowie. If you remember right, he whole shot at A1 last year on the Cowie.
but he wasn't as confident on the Cowie, though, is what I'm getting at. I understand that,
Yeah.
but he wasn't as confident. If he's going to get starts like that all the time, and now, like, the actual real Jorge Prado, whether you believe it or not, is going to show up, even if you want to talk about, okay, we get into a part of the season, and his outright speed's not there, it's still going to be very fucking hard to do anything with him if he's getting first, second off the start,
Yep.
and he's just got clear air to do what he wants. Because the same thing like last night's going to happen. It's going to be really hard to catch him because he knows how to play defense from his GP days. Go ask Hurlings about that. Yeah.
He's a real fast Vince Friese.
Yeah. Last year he was a real fast Vince Friese. But last night, I agree. I don't expect him to be on the box every fucking round. But if we get to the 5th, 6th round and he's still fighting for top 5s, heat races, doing that, I mean, dude, he's already way better. And, you know, going into outdoors, you're like, okay, well, then the real Jorge Prado's going to show up.
First round. Let's just all keep that in mind. But, yeah, he's got to get through this season to even get to outdoors.
Yep.
Which those guys don't have this kind of schedule. But seeing that last night, I was surprised.
There was no
I was
concern.
too.
As Travis likes to say, it blew my wig bag.
There was nothing last night where I look and go, yeah, he can't repeat that.
Hang on. Where did you get the below the wig back thing from?
I don't know. I heard it somewhere.
Did you hear from Weege by chance? Because Weege dropped it on a video.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Weege said something about blowing his wig back.
I think it's like a saying, dude.
I think it is a saying.
I didn't think it
I
was
think
that
it's an
popular.
old saying.
I think it's an old saying, but it's a saying.
But yeah, pleasantly surprised.
Like I said, I just
I'm
gotta
not
see-
pleasantly surprised,
I
but
just
I'm
gotta see
surprised.
something the
I'm
next couple rounds here from him where, like I said, he's in the fight. If he's battling in that top 5 and battling for like the heat race wins and stuff, like if the next couple races go the way this one did in essence, but let's say he's still a few more spots farther down the list, I'm still going, okay, well then
Yeah, I don't want to sound like this guy and fucking coulda, woulda, shoulda, right?
yeah.
But Webb had more speed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know what Sexton had going on. Theoretically,
we're gonna get to Kawasaki's nightmare here.
theoretically, Sexton's got more speed, and that puts him 5th, 6th, kind of where we all think. So,
Yeah. So, Hunter Lawrence, 4th place. Hunter's my best friend.
Hunter's still not a championship guy after seeing last night to be.
that bike didn't look very good in my
He
opinion.
looks slow. That was all
I mean,
there
I'm
was
not
to
going to
it.
go
He's
that-
my best friend, but it looked slow last
not
night.
gonna
So
go that
I got a
far.
theory on it,
Go ahead.
and he kind of talked about it in the press conference.
Does he have Jett
And-
Lawrence there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, without Jett there, and we seen it in the past when Jett was gone, how he kind
He
of
doesn't
slumped
do as
down.
well. Mhm.
Yeah,
Like if Jett was there and Jett's out front running away, he's chasing Jett like it's Tuesday.
Well, sorry to say Hunter then you need to figure your shit out.
and you know what? I think
because-
it's also a mental thing too, because everybody likes to talk about Jett, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now Hunter's in the spotlight,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's a different pressure to him.
Could be.
And also, he played it. I mean, I understand why he didn't want to get into that pissing match, but he played it way too safe that entire time sitting behind Ando.
That was
I know
true.
he doesn't want to. I know he doesn't want to poke the bear.
Yeah.
Because that situation didn't go well the last time, especially the same.
They both raced pretty clean for.
But there were
For
a
what
few
was going
times
on.
where I'm like, you know what? He could have threw a front wheel a little bit harder, and then you're like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Because
Yep.
Ando was frisky last night.
Yeah.
He looked good.
But Hunter, good way to start out the year, especially considering how last year went, and even the year
Yeah.
before that. But
I think
he
it's a
needs
good
to,
building night for him.
Yeah,
He
I
needs to
think
find a
so.
lot of speed because, again, as you said, Coop's faster. Chase, don't know what the fuck's going to go on with him, but whatever.
Per usual.
Yeah, he needs to find some speed.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. Jason Anderson, 5th.
You want to talk about that? That's your boy.
Anderson?
You want to talk about him because he was frisky last night.
I mean, I put him 5th for Rocky Mountain.
Nailed that one.
He got those points.
do you think he's going to keep that going?
I think he's going to keep getting better on that bike. I think he's
I
still
hope so.
pretty fresh on that. So, yeah, Suzuki's rolling.
Did you watch the interview he did with Dirt Shark?
No, I watched it. I started watching it, and I don't remember what happened.
That is the first time I've seen Ando in a very long time where I look and I go, this dude finally looks like he's in a place
He's
where
in a
he
good
goes,
place.
I know where I'm at. I'm happy. And I'm not the Anderson fan that you are. I love watching Ando ride because
I'm not really
he
a
rides the
huge
bike.
Anderson homer, but
Yeah, but you're an Anderson fan though. You're not a homer, but you're a fan.
Yeah.
You're an Anderson fan out of the people at this desk. I love watching
Sure.
Anderson ride. He rides a way that not a lot of people do.
a lot of first gear.
But I
gear.
watch that video and I
Factory
go,
training.
this is the first time I've
sure.
seen Jason Anderson look this comfortable since 2022.
Yeah,
And he just looks happy. He looks like he knows where his career is and what he's done, and he's okay with it. Because even he mentioned, I won't spoil it too much, but he even mentions in the video, he just goes, look, I know I'm not going to win any championships again, but I just want to be in a fight. And there's going to be days where me and Kenny, I'm going to beat him, and he's going to beat me, and I'm okay with that. And I go, that's a dude that knows where he's at in his career.
Well, yeah, I think he would. I think he knew where he was in his career at Kawasaki as well in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think he, had that mentality, but I don't think Kawasaki had that mentality.
No,
and
they saw in
there was
2022,
yeah,
and they're like, why can't you be that guy all
right.
the time?
And there's clashing. Whereas where he's at now, they understand that's who he is, and that's why they signed him. You know what I mean?
It's also very crazy to think about Anderson and Kenny being teammates if you really think about that. Because he even mentions, he goes, yeah, man, he's like, I've been on teams with really good guys, but he's like, this is Ken Roczen. And I'm just like, yeah, but you're
And they
Jason
all
Anderson.
ride together.
But I'm like,
Were they not riding together at Baker's?
well, the whole Bakers thing, I think, yeah.
I don't know. Were Kenny? Did Kenny?
Nah,
Back
I
in the
guess
day,
Kenny
no,
was,
because
Kenny
remember,
was
he
like
had the
14 and 15.
And he also had
Yeah.
the issue with Marv, remember?
Yeah.
But it was just weird to hear Anderson say that because I'm like, yeah, but you're Jason Anderson, though. You have something that Ken doesn't have. You have a 450 Supercross title.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. He's like, but Kenny's a rock star. And I'm like, Jason Anderson, you're a rock star. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Hey, you just kicked that camera, by the way.
We're on that camera, so I didn't know.
Okay, well, I'm just saying you kicked that one. So
But
it's
yeah,
probably out
I
of
would
focus
say
now.
go watch the video. It was just it was cool to hear
I'll
him
watch
talk
it.
like that.
I'll watch it.
All
Sure.
right. Justin Cooper from LCQ to 6th place.
Just steady grinding, steady
did
jumping through the
LCQ?
whoops.
4 factory dudes in the LCQ.
Good thing he was jumping through the whoops because he jumped right over Marchbank's spike.
Poor Garrett Marchbanks.
Poor Marchbanks.
Poor
dude.
Kawasaki, dude.
Poor
Yeah,
Not a great night.
we're going to get to that here in just a couple of people.
Low-key ride of the night?
Yeah, I would
Was
say
it
Is that the Pro Flow mini moment of the race?
Pro Flow mini moment of the race.
I mean,
There we
yeah,
go.
low-key, like just Justin Cooper.
Hey,
just
let's get East where the whoops are just non-existent.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
He's had a lot of questions about that this week, and he's
About the
explained
whoops?
it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And
yeah.
he didn't sound very confident. He's
I
like, yeah, we worked on them, but I'm not a rock star in them yet.
Well, and he's like, dude, jumping them, it's like I get a break instead of like holding my breath going through them, and I'm like,
Well, and you also look at Jake Hoop, and he's not the biggest dude in the world, so you could
No.
understand why he probably has a little bit of hesitation to try to just bang through him.
It was in the Coop video. I didn't Coop or Webb. Coop.
Oh, Coop's YouTube
Um,
channel.
Coop's vlog.
Yeah, I mean,
So many
he-
vlogs.
I love those.
all
well,
the vlogs.
Well, Coop's stepping up his
Haven't watched
social
the
media
one yet.
game because now he's got somebody following around for Snapchat, all that. So he must have
boy.
had a long conversation with Deegan.
There we go. That's what it was.
Yeah, you also mean that the
Deegan was probably like, "Dude, I'm making fucking $100,000 a month on
That's probably
socials,
exactly how he
dude."
sounded too. You know the cool video or the bike ride at the end of the year that they all did, but Deegan wasn't in it. Yeah, that was real cool too.
He was in there.
I thought he wasn't at the. I thought he didn't do the bike ride with him.
He was in there.
Oh, he did. Was he
Yeah.
not on a
He
team?
was
though?
he was on Webb's team, and then
Oh.
Thrasher, I guess, is a fucking animal on a bike,
That's what I
and then
heard.
he got a
Yeah.
flat tire.
Yeah.
So it was Coop, Deegan, and whoever had to dig. And then
Coop's just like, yeah,
and
I
Coop,
think I got
Coop,
screwed on
Coop
this.
puked.
That's awesome.
It's like 3 days before A1. He's out there puking.
That's awesome.
That's great on the body.
Yeah. And speaking of Cooper Webb, 7th place.
I'm telling you, he would have been fourth, maybe even got Prado. I don't know.
Can we tell him to calm down a little bit in the heat race though?
That was weird.
The AP thing.
Oh, yeah.
That was
really
weird. I've never seen
Yeah,
anything like
I
that.
didn't. I went back and watched it again after they replayed it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I
did
think
he-
it,
I
so.
don't
If you
know.
look, he looks over at Prado, and I think just that split second, he looks over
Just a
while
lapse
he's
in
wide.
judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird though. And then AP's response in the LCQ was like, "Oh, he is not happy about that."
Yeah. It was
just weird.
It was a weird
I was
thing.
like, "What the fuck?" Just in real time, I'm like, "What just happened?" I'm
Yeah.
like, what did he do?
Yeah.
That's where I was. I was like, they beefing? Did he fuck his chick? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, Coop and AP are tight.
Yeah,
from
they've
what
been
I'm
tight since
saying.
the early star days.
Yeah.
So,
So,
Yeah, that was
that was weird, but also kind of a weird night for Coop in general because just falling. He fell twice, right?
Yeah.
Tucked the front wheel.
You think he had a little bit of? Because I've heard some people. I've seen this. Do you think that he's put a little bit of pressure on himself just because like this is the best shape he's come in a while, and then there's always the comment that like, oh, he never backs up those titles, and then with all the talk, because you talk about how it's just a very uncharacteristic night for Coop.
Well, he made a comment, didn't he, that he wants to go back to back now?
Yeah, and now that with
Find
Jett
anything
out,
to keep you moving.
And with Jett out, he is the favorite. I mean, let's be real. Like he's my favorite. I said this. Everybody believes that he's the favorite now because Jett's not there.
So here's the thing: he doesn't ever.
There hasn't been anybody I've listened to in the last 2 weeks that put him as a favorite.
That's what I mean, and that's kind of disrespectful. But he likes that.
I mean, it is.
I mean, that's Justin Brayton. He's Justin Brayton's favorite.
Well,
so,
Well, listen, Webb. You know how he is on the West Coast. He usually doesn't even show speed at A1 or Glendale, and he showed a lot of speed last night.
Yeah,
I think.
To me, this is okay finish for him. Well, and like in practice, he jumped out there. Can we talk about the bombshell of dropping that he's riding the 25?
I don't think that's a huge bombshell.
I get why.
Why is it not?
To me, I don't
because
think
those guys do that all the fucking
But
time.
when was the last time a factory team let you ride the older model bike?
I'm
and
sure they've
put
done
out?
it and
They
not put
do.
it out there.
That,
but
I'm not saying that doesn't happen. When was the last time at a presser somebody went, oh, by the way, I'm riding last year's model?
well, I think there's something behind it because I think that was a loaded question from Steve.
I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't, because this has been a big talking point throughout the industry for the last few weeks. Because what everybody said is, like, you can take that 25 frame, put the 26 motor in it, and just readjust some tabs, and you can run the 26 plastics, and no one would ever know. But to actually put it out there that, yeah, I'm on the 25, that's wild to me.
I
mean, I think it's just a head game thing. And if you go back and look at that, I mean, even if head game thing, like I'm on 25, like I'm on what I'm comfortable on. And if you go back and look at that, he's explaining that, and Sexton's sitting there looking at him like you can just tell the gears are turning in Sexton's head. And then Tomac sitting there who just got off that bike and had struggled and didn't like it.
Yeah.
And he's kind of sitting there, and you could tell the gears were turning in both of those guys. And it's like, look, no team will let us do that.
That's what I'm saying. It happens. Don't get me wrong, it happens. What was the thing I just listened to the other day?
They did it all the time
With like, I was gonna say with like Kawasaki, and they were like, somebody was like, yeah, we're running the 98 frame, and they were like, what? We can run the 98 frame?
That was the McElrath shit.
Oh, okay. So anyway, but
and you know what?
It's not public.
Kenny should have raised his hand and go, dude, I've been on this bike is the same thing as
2014.
2014. I'm on a fucking 07. This is carb. What are you talking about over here?
So I don't know, man. To me, that was
I think it's an interesting talking point. Like
Yeah.
I say, tell people that. Who cares?
If the team will actually let him do it, what the fuck not?
Yeah.
And I think from the manufacturer standpoint, the manufacturer's always like, oh, well, we don't want the riders to say that because
they want to sell.
New bikes. But you know what else is also sitting out there?
25s.
A lot of leftovers.
A lot of leftovers.
And no offense,
KTM needs to put them all on 24s.
No offense to Coop though. I don't think people are buying a brand new YZ450 because of Cooper.
I don't think anybody's buying a brand new bike because of somebody.
I think the only person you could say that.
I don't know, man. I got on Facebook this morning and it's like, where can I buy a KTM?
I think the only person you could say that, and I think it's a younger generation, is the Jett Lawrence homers. Or like the Hayden Deegan homers.
Maybe.
But outside of that, nobody actually is buying a dirt bike because of even their favorite rider, what they're riding. That's just not how it works.
I don't want a Honda 250 Worx edition because of Joe Shimoda. I want a Honda 250 Worx edition because I was told it's the best 250 out there for amateur people.
All of us fucking know.
It just depends on what the target market is. Like, we're not the target market.
Yeah.
The general consumer that doesn't know, that's riding wheelies on the farm.
Yeah.
You can get a 2020 and you'll be fine, bro.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
You'll be okay.
All right.
Oh. It's early for that.
Nope, it's not.
Jesus.
Chase Sexton, 8th place.
Bike look like Dookie.
So,
Sorry.
What's the press release going to look like when they have two dudes who were signed to 3-year deals leave in a year?
Oh my god, dude!
All right, I'm
not even just face palm, dude.
That's why I did not say anything last night when he put this out there.
Why?
That's
Chase isn't leaving.
Hey, put the shake a snake up.
Shake a fucking snake. Painful take.
That's a nano extreme painful take.
Good
Travis,
Lord.
continue with your
Yeah, I was
nano
gonna
extreme
let that
painful
right
take,
there.
please.
Dude, that was terrible. That was terrible.
No, your painful take that you think he's just gonna cut ties.
Why would he not? Why do you think if it doesn't get any better?
It's
There's
one
no-
round in.
And there's
I
no
don't
way,
care.
And
There was nothing yesterday.
And there's no way Kawasaki.
Oh,
after
nothing?
the-
Got going a second and a half faster in
There's
qualifying?
no way after the debacle with Prado where Kawasaki is going to allow that to happen, even if Chase won.
What are they going
I
to do?
think
Maybe
Chase
the
is-
bike really is just crap.
I think Chase is a bigger person.
I don't.
Sorry, Mr.
I don't,
Kawasaki,
look,
but
I don't
maybe the bike really is
I
just
don't
crap.
think the bike is crap.
I don't
just
know.
think that
Febvre
Chase-
won on it.
Yeah, I know. I don't think the bike is crap.
I've heard that bike is built for Febvre to ride.
Well,
Oh,
Roman
really?
Febvre
Like
rides
they
the bike.
built the. They,
How about Anderson, podium 3 of 5 of last year to start
Roman,
the year?
There's nobody over here that rides like the way Roman does. Roman
No.
is fucking. He rides that bike like he's riding on a supermoto track.
No.
But I don't think the bike's terrible. I just think that Chase is very finicky, and I think that they missed the mark. Marchbanks, we'll get into that if we want to talk about that for a second.
I
But
mean,
with
we had the
Chase,
same
Look, let me go
I
back
think
to
he
my
just missed the mark.
let me go back to my point that I made a little bit earlier. Right?
Boy, here we go.
Okay. He's on a new bike.
Yeah.
Tomac's on a new bike.
Yeah.
Anderson's on a new bike.
Yep.
What did those guys all do?
They went and raced off-season races.
Yep. And where did those bikes get developed?
Not in Hawaii.
They got
Chase was
developed
riding
in
at
a
Jack Chambers'
they got
house.
developed in a race situation where the track was fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sexton, when was he good? Yesterday.
When the track was fresh.
When the track was fresh.
When track was fresh, like he was riding the test track,
He'll
grinding
probably
it
go to
out.
Glendale
Okay.
and he'll yard everybody.
So then you get into the main event where there's a little bit of chop, a little bit of all that. That bike wasn't settling into the corner. I remember specifically a spot going down backwards down the start straight, right-hander before the finish line.
Mhm.
There's all that little chop there.
Yeah.
He come in there, chopped, went to throw it into the corner. Both tires slid.
So
Back
how,
end was just super stiff.
so how
He
many,
was coming in that bike didn't settle through the chop.
so how many more rounds does he have to have a bike that acts like this before?
I think we get to 8.
Well,
too,
he's
he's
also
fine.
been in Florida the whole off season
And that's
on,
soft
and I don't
fucking
care
shit.
what they say about replicating conditions down there. It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
No, that dirt is totally different. There's no dirt on the series that's like the Florida sand.
So do we go 3 rounds before he starts calling other teams for next year?
I think 18 is
Oh my
fine.
God,
I think
okay.
I think next weekend again you'll see them work on the bike. I think the time we get back to A2, I think he'll be fine or whatever the 4th round
Listen,
is.
there's also another thing that I think kind of factors into this, and he had a front row seat to the Barcia Mookie thing. He was in the hair behind those two guys when that happened, and then
Maybe.
you got to sit on that gate and think about that,
I guess. I don't know, man.
and then you got to go back out there, and then you watch RJ weed as shit 2
RJ
feet
do RJ
2
things.
feet in front of you as well.
yeah.
I just think he was a little bit bothered about that
Look,
stuff.
if it wasn't both the same thing, I mean, what did Marchbanks do? Lost traction going through the whoops, right?
Mhm.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mr. Setup over
Yeah, no,
here?
he did.
He lost traction going through the whoops.
You
Chase
gotta-
had no traction. Where's
Here's-
Marchbanks been riding?
Here's the one thing I will
Yeah,
say
I know
though.
that he's out.
Here's the one thing I will say to any of the Chase Sexton people that I will give them that I look at it as, because I'm not disagreeing with you. It was not great. I'm not on board with all the things you're saying about it, but and you even made a mention of this in the reaction video you did. We're talking about the no traction. Here's the thing though, where if you're a Chase Sexton homer or a big fan of Chase, where you can have some like, okay, we have a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel though. It was the rear end that he was struggling with, not the front. What does Chase always struggle with?
I know, tuck that front up that fucking.
He was just I was just watching him, and he didn't tuck the front end. He hit the back end, kicked
And
it.
again, because I think that back end was way too stiff, they missed the mark on it because I think he was trying to put some load on the front end, sag, whatever you want to talk about it, whatever they were doing. I don't know, linkage, whatever Kawasaki runs. If this would have been a front end issue that Chase usually has, I'd be like, oh God, here we go again. But it wasn't. To me, the front end looked fine. Yes, there were some moments, but better than the rear. If you're on the Chase Sexton bandwagon, you go, all right, at least he was comfortable with the front end. The back end is the issue. That's not something he usually complains
Yeah, it
about.
just looked like he had the thing too stiff.
We get to A2. I think he's going to be fine. I don't know what San Diego is going to look like. I don't expect him to win. I think by the time we get to A2, I think it'll be all good. I don't know if he's going to be winning by then. Last night was not great,
Yeah, I'm not pulling the panic
but I'm
button
not
out.
pulling the panic
One,
button. After we talk about it, it's only A1. It's only A1.
I'm still pulling the panic button.
March
oh
Banks,
my
though,
God, dude.
Look, if I'm
Marchbanks,
Kawasaki,
though, wasn't great, though. Marchbanks,
if I'm Kawasaki, I'm going, man, I got 2 weeks to fix this before.
but
he
they
starts
can't
calling
do that,
around.
though. They cannot.
They got to understand that.
They can't do that because if they do that and they try to do the same thing, even though they were throwing everything at Prado, they can't get in the freaking out mode because then it's going to get worse. And we all know that Chase.
They have to panic because Chase is going to panic.
If they panic though, and
We
Chase
all
is-
know how Chase acts.
It's gonna make it worse.
He's
though.
gonna panic.
It's gonna make it worse if they panic.
I don't know, man.
They can't panic. They cannot panic. Somebody actually made a comment though, and I agree with this. Somebody was like, they need to bring back Mike Fisher, and I go, yes, they should. Bring back Mike Fisher.
I mean, how long before the Japanese management's looking at this race team and being like, what do we do here?
Mid-season, if Sexton hasn't won,
They need a Lars.
The crazy thing though is that they have Bruce Sornstrom, and he's been around Kawasaki for so fucking long.
yeah. Well,
So my thing is
we saw the same thing with Yamaha though before they went to
when
Star.
when's the changing of the guard? Look at what Honda's doing. Younger guy in there, looking at things a little different. Look what happened when
Mike Webb. Bring Mike Webb
Look what
in.
happened when Ian Harrison took over for DeCoster.
That's true. That's true.
New eyes, man.
Star
And then-
took over for all the old guard at
And then,
Yamaha.
then you also have Jeremy Coker and Scuba at Triumph. I know that they're not the factory 450 that everybody else is, but like that.
Got some new eyes.
Yeah, you need to bring in somebody. Yeah, I agree. You know what?
Kawasaki's kind of. I mean, now that we're talking about it, Kawasaki's kind of the last of the old guard there when it comes to the teams like that. And yeah, if it doesn't work this year, I cannot believe that Kawasaki does not look at that whole team structure and go, okay, it's time to clean house and
Bruce Stromstrom's
try
not going
something.
anywhere. He's going to be there until the day. he
The
dies.
thing about most Japanese companies and Kawasaki specifically though is they're very loyal.
I don't know.
They're very loyal.
That's why the Yamaha
I mean, look at-
factory
Thing
team
though is
went
it-
as long as it did.
Look at AC. No hate comms on AC, but they should have sent him somewhere else a long time ago.
The thing
And
is,
his career probably would have went a lot differently.
you look around though, and you go, if they go in that direction, who is even worth hiring as a guy to put in that position?
I don't know.
Because
That's above.
there's
my
not a
pay
lot
grade.
of young. If we're talking about going in that direction of a younger guy with a fresh perspective, there's not a lot of dudes in the industry where you can go, yeah, you should just take over one of the most famous brands and just run this team now. There's just not.
I don't know, but you got to start looking at.
You got-
Well,
no.
how do you get a guy on your bike?
They haven't.
You go get him.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
you want to
true.
talk. You want to talk about Ando podium the first three last year. They haven't won a race since 2022. They have not won a 450 race
Which is
since
crazy 'cause Ando was the guy.
2022. It is 2026. This is year 4. If you can't win a race, Suzuki wins a fucking race a year. Suzuki,
Mm-hmm.
okay? That bike is from 2007. They win a
Look,
fucking race.
look, put that.
Kawasaki hasn't won a race in 4 fucking years.
Put that button away. Sexton can win.
He can win.
can.
You don't think Sexton's gonna win a
He
race
can.
this year?
But bro, when you stack everything that happened last night, you take Prado.
Oh my
who
God!
did-
Listen to this contradicting
You
ass.
take-
Hey,
you-
and then
I-
we go to Prado, the ex-Cowie guy.
you take-
It's only
You
A1.
take
It's
Prado
only A1.
off that Kawasaki, and then fucking gets a podium, wins
Put
the
that
heat.
in-
Lather this on.
Zero chance.
Lather this on.
Zero
Put that
chance.
This
in your
is
eye.
a
And then-
nano
and then
extreme.
you've got
This is a
Sexton in
painful
8th place.
take.
Nah, man, it's not a painful take.
Painful take.
This is legitimate.
Put this in your eye.
This is legitimate.
Spray this in your eye.
Watch the other talking heads this week. They're gonna talk like me. This is a terrible look. This is Kawasaki's nightmare. Kawasaki needed Chase to go and battle for that. Even if Prado still podiums, they needed Chase to battle.
Oh,
up
Nightmare
there
Night
for
for
the
sure.
podium.
What Prado did for sure.
They need
Yeah,
they need him
no.
to battle there.
If Prado
The fact
got
that
like
this is-
14th,
The
they'd be
fact
like,
that they
okay.
have one guy doesn't even make the main and the other guy is off the track twice, crashes once, and is fucking 8th place, who is supposed to be a damn podium race winning championship dude, and the guy who just left who said your bike was shit and this is all your fault wins the heat and is in the podium. Dude, it's a fucking terrible look. Period.
Hire Daniel Blair.
It is a terrible look. Yes.
No,
Chad
I do.
Reed.
I'm not hiring Chad Reed. No, I do agree though. I think that at some point, if this continues to happen, I think that they do. Need
It's
to
only
start-
A1, dude.
Yeah.
We get to A2
I
or
think he's gonna be
whatever,
fine.
the
I think
fourth,
he's gonna be
fifth
fine.
round, and this is still going
I'm-
on. Then yeah,
I'm all
Then
right
I'm
about-
gonna ask you all to kindly apologize to me for telling me how stupid I was.
I'm
I
all
will
worried about
kindly
March.
apologize to
I'm
you
more
if
worried
that's
about
the case.
Marchbanks. Chase, I'm not. Chase is Chase. I'm more worried about Marchbanks.
I'm not worried about Marchbanks. Marchbanks was. A
I
little bit
am
of
because he
stupid-
only has that ride because they got put into a position where he was the only dude, and he's the one that could be looking at it going, you know what,
He's
man?
got next year too.
You don't think with everything you just said about Chase that if he continues to, I don't think.
Oh, they're gonna cut Chase. Tell him
Yeah.
to get bent.
They're not gonna tell
But we're gonna
Garrett-
keep
They're not-
Marchbanks.
No.
yeah,
pause.
exactly. I'd be like, hey,
They're-
Garrett, we don't need your
They're
services
not.
anymore.
Whoa, pause. They're not going to cut Chase. Chase will start calling around.
Well, they might.
Where's
cut
he going to
Gary.
go?
They might cut Marchbanks. They might cut
Don't ask me where he's
Marchbanks.
going to go.
Yeah.
Triumph. I don't know.
He's going to the GPs.
Yeah, Triumph. I don't know. But
They might cut ties with Marchbanks, though. Be like,
No.
sir, we don't need your.
Marchbanks got next year, too, because Peyton came out on the Pulp Live podcast the other day and was very clear that Levi was there this year and next year on Pro Circuit, no matter what happens.
Well, you know what? If Seth goes out and wins that East Coast title, he should get that ride.
Seth's going to Honda.
Yep.
I don't want that for him.
Seth is going to Honda, and Hymas is going to end up at Pro Circuit.
Hymas, they swap, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
Yep.
want. I don't want.
Yep.
As much
So
as I'd love
Hymas
to
can be
see-
closer to the West Coast with his family or
As much as I
whatever.
would
Yeah.
love to see Seth on red, I don't want to see that for him. Because then he has no path after the 250 class.
But you understand why that lines up, right?
I do get it. He's the boys with Jett and Hunter. I get why, and good for him. Like, he deserves it. He
Put a
should
third
have had the
bike out
Honda
there.
ride.
He's down there at Honda E.
He should have had
put
the
a-
Honda ride.
Put a third bike out there.
But are they doing that
back
for
in the
Joe?
day,
they
they
are
had-
going to put a third bike out there. Joe Schmoda.
Well, dude, maybe even 4. Remember back in the day, they had Pashon,
Oh, I know.
Wyndham,
Tortelli.
Tortelli.
Bring back
and-
Geico Honda.
This is factory, though.
Let's call Grandal
Factory.
for the 250 deal.
I think the funny thing that's going to happen there is this is going to all come full circle because I told you the story about where he was supposed to get the Geico ride, but then they wanted a Japanese with Joe,
Yeah.
and now he's going to end up on the team on a factory ride with Joe.
Yep.
Like, wow, this is just how life comes. But no, Chase, not worried about. He's going to be fine.
Okay.
Whether he
Yep.
wins his
Next
title,
guy.
who knows? He'll be fine.
Well,
Next gentleman, please.
Dylan.
I think that was
Ferrandis.
sneaky good.
I think those Ducatis.
Best
look
chassis ever.
Ninth place for the best chassis in all of two-wheel motorsports.
Those Ducatis
A
look-
ninth place was not what I was expecting, but
No,
you know.
and he was kind of in the mix, too.
Yeah, no, he rode well last
I think he
night.
just pumped up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he pumped up for sure. I think,
wasn't real pumped after that heat race with Barcia.
was he fired up?
Yeah,
He was kind of, he didn't look happy.
Not
yeah.
pumped that
Even on
Barcia
the
was.
track.
Yeah.
Well, either way, though, the heat race, and we'll get to Barcia. Thank God he's okay.
Yep.
Right.
Dude, I think it was a great showing for Ducati to come out.
I think it was good.
That
yeah.
heat race was great. Both those bikes were up front.
Mhm.
That bike looks so good, dude. I'm sorry. I think the bike looks fucking. I think it's the best looking.
Wow,
bike in
anything
pits.
European, Justin's just.
I just think the bike looks good, and
You
I
just
like.
you
and
think
I-
it's
If
like
it has anything
hey,
to do with Formula One or
you think it's like
MXGP,
a
Justin's
double-ended
in.
thing for him, like Triumph on one end and Ducati
no, I
on
think
the other?
honestly, I think the Triumphs look like shit. I don't like the look of the Triumph.
Ducati's is Triumph on MXGP
Yeah.
Yeah, but their team is.
or not MXGP? I guess MotoGP.
No.
There's your answer. That's why Justin
No.
likes it.
Ducati thing looks good, dude. I think the bike, and I like
Big
Troy.
Euro guy.
I like Troy Lee though too.
I mean, I love Ducati. Like Ducati to me, it's like it's.
Hey, I was
super
also
cool.
seeing a thing in the pits. They painted the fenders. That
I
wasn't
saw
a
that
graphic.
too. Yeah,
That was sick.
which was interesting. I don't know. I mean, to me, it just looks like a dirt bike, in my opinion. Like
I'm more of
it
a
doesn't
hum-
look bad, but
I'm
it
more
just,
of a fanboy with that kind of shit. I think the bike looks awesome.
Well,
what
whatever.
do you think looks is pure? What do you think looks different about it than the other ones that makes it stand out?
I think if you got to start getting down to like the very like nooks and crannies, like because if you look at like a what does coach always like to say, a 500-foot view, the
Yeah.
bike, it doesn't look that much different than a gas. But I think if you really start looking at the attention to detail with what they did with certain things, and it just to me like the way the chassis flows with the plastic up to the bars, or everybody likes to say the
Is that you?
What?
no, that's not him.
Did you think I farted?
No, was that
Talking
your
about the
phone?
noise.
Yeah, my dog's on the move.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus.
But no, I think the bike looks good. I think that there's some bikes out there that I don't like the look of them. Like honestly, I think the Star bikes look like shit.
Yeah, that number font L.
I think the Star bikes look like shit. The
I think
Cowies,
their gear
they
looks
look
like
fine.
shit too.
I think that the fucking Suzukis look badass with the Switch.
Kind of makes me want to buy one.
Suzuki.
I
Yeah.
think the Hondas are just, even being a Honda homer, I think the Hondas.
Hondas
okay.
are just meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hondas are Hondas
It all
nowadays.
kind of blends
The
together.
Star
at this
bikes
point
look like
for me.
shit though. I think
The Cowies look sick.
Eh,
they do
it's okay.
with
They do.
the pink and the pink Fox gear.
They've always looked great.
Yeah,
Eh,
top notch.
It's okay.
But no, I just like the way the Ducatis look, and I don't even really like Ducati. I just think the bikes look good.
But
Anyway,
this was
good showing for
good showing.
Ferrandis, I think.
I don't think that he has much better in him, even being a Dillon guy. I think
No.
that like 7th is maybe his ceiling, but I think for him, I think at this point that's fine for him.
Yeah, I think so too. AP 10th place, not bad for being
What a
on the
roller
ground.
coaster of a night for
Dude,
him, dude.
Roller coaster of a night. Here's the thing with him. I'm still nervous they ain't got this health thing figured out.
Oh, his cortisol levels and all that shit.
I mean,
Is
they
that what's
don't
going on?
have, from what I understand, there's not a definitive, hey, this is what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
He's just basically been resting like, yeah, I feel better now. Okay, cool. but what happens if that happens again?
Or what happens when we get to outdoors and it's 95 degrees out?
Yeah. So I'm real kind of like.
It's kind of like the same thing with, EBV or fucking, when you burn yourself out. Like,
Yeah, but the
kinda
crazy
never
thing
goes
is
away.
that like they're not talking that he has something like that, which is weird because usually if they do, they just say it, right?
Yeah.
It's real easy. Oh, I got Epstein-Barr nowadays, but like that's not.
Thank you, Eldon Baker.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Craig 11th. Okay.
good.
I should have
He
broke a
was
leg after press day.
Yeah.
He was in the mix the first little half of that main, wasn't he? And then faded.
He
Did the
was
high top
definitely
fade.
non-existent in qualifying, though.
Definitely did the high top fade.
Dude, the thing is though is like, and we'll get to the West Coast 250s here. That is so shallow, and then you get to 450s, and it's just like, and you're like, holy. I mean, dude, when you
No,
got,
we're one round in and there's 2 gone.
oh yeah, well, when you got 4 factory dudes in the LCQ, and the only guy in the main that you're really looking at going like,
Mitchell and Friese.
well, Mitchell and Friese.
and they're both Cowie guys.
Yeah,
Good
it's
job.
Hey,
like-
see,
Good job.
that's the bike of the
Yeah,
privateers.
no. Crazy thing, though,
That's the
is-
bike for the common man.
Jesus Christ.
thing
Go
about,
ahead.
though, had Jett been there and Marchbanks does make it in,
Mhm.
all factory dudes.
I know.
No privateers.
I know.
First time in a long time that a 450 main would have been no privateers.
Don't say fuck the privateers, you'll get crucified.
Yeah.
I mean, look, as long as Mitchell keeps making mains, I don't give a shit.
I was very conflicted in
He's
that
really
LCQ.
got to stop finding Kev, though, because that shit is annoying.
real conflicted in that LCQ.
Every time I watch that, I'm like, why do you fucking always find each other in these
And I'm
LCQs,
just
man?
like, Kev, I like Mitchell. Blast him, dude. Just blast
Oh,
him.
the whole entire time I'm thinking, I'm like, Kev will blast the shit out of you, Mitchell. Mitchell would be just like, you know what? Yeah. Love Kev. I totally would respect it, but I'm going, Mitchell, don't leave the door open. Kev will take your
Kev
shit
will
take
right
the
out
door.
from underneath you.
Um,
This man's got a team now.
Colt Nichols 12th.
Hey, he got a factory Bruce Jenner, I heard, and he's up
Oh,
the
really?
yeah.
Did
so,
he? Really?
Yep,
3
yep.
speed?
Sweet.
I don't know.
Savachi 13th.
What did happen to him?
No idea.
I think I thought I was watching a clip where the triple, I guess we'll call it the death triple. He went off that thing and went off to the right and had to go out and around the berm, I think, Sexton style.
Yeah, we need to stop having like lean angle straightaways, like kink straightaways in
Gay.
the triples. We
They're
need to not
gay.
do that. Did we not learn this in SMX to stop doing that?
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're gay.
Like, we gotta
Hey,
stop
They
doing
don't
that.
do anything. They turn into a one-line funnel.
I forgot to mention this when we were talking Jason Anderson, but dude, heads up riding for him when that whole deal was going on. He just went right off into the flat. Did you guys see it?
No.
Jason's like, I've been in these situations.
Yeah,
before."
he seen it stacking up, and he just took an angle right off the face of that jump and jumped right out onto the
Good for him.
concrete.
Probably would've
And
been
then when he
worse
came back in, he was kind of cruising along and then fell over the bike.
typical Jason Ander fashion. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that quad lock Honda team was not great showing yesterday.
No. But A1. Justin Hill 14th.
Cuffing and stuffing during the daytime.
I don't know. What a walking question mark.
Yeah, 100%.
But hey, man, they let him do what he wants to. So
Austin Forkner 15th.
I think that's
Okay.
great for him. And I was also watching
In through the heat.
a little bit of bike struggles because during the whole chaos on the first lap there,
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
got caught up. Bike hit the ground. And the
Bent
front brake was all
something.
bent up, and then
Yeah.
he was riding, and the front brake started dragging off the jumps and stuff.
Mhm.
So he slowed down and adjusted the lever or something, and then he ended up being all right. But you go through a whole race with that in your mind?
Mhm. What
especially on the first 450 race.
what do you think he's got to do here where he doesn't go back to 250s?
Do you think he wants to do that?
I've
Because I mean, Smith's not gonna be back for a while. So
I'm
The-
gonna take a little bit out of Adam Cincerillo's mouth here. Shout out Adam. He probably never would listen to us idiots. So
might.
he might,
he might.
since we're all just members of the media now. Anyway,
loose term in this
That's
studio.
very loose.
uh,
Anyways,
Adam said he doesn't need to go out there and get top fives consistently. He needs 3 or 4 flashes.
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 flashes in the pan, and
Yeah.
that's a win.
Yeah.
And I'm sticking with that.
I'll be honest. There was a bunch of these dudes, Forkner included, that like we kind of got to the heats, and I was like, oh, I totally forgot he was even riding 450s here. Oh, I totally forgot about him. Like Savachi, Craig, all of them. It was like, do we really have to keep listening to that?
What?
Like, what do you want? Whatever's happening with your dog, unless you're leaving here, it doesn't matter. at
so
this
do you?
point.
So do you like think that that's what he wants to do? You think
To
he just
stay-
wants to be off the 250?
The interviews I've heard
It kind of sounded like he had no choice.
is
Well, I mean,
that
Smith's hurt, so.
that there's kind of a meeting of the minds planned here at a certain point after a few rounds to be like, hey, are we staying here or are we dropping back down to 250s? Because technically he's contracted to drop back down. However, I mean, let's face it, Fork's been rumored for a 450 ride here for how long? So do you really think he wants to go back to a 250?
Well, you know what? If he goes full 450,
I say reset.
there's going to be a
450.
whole lot of pressure on Jalik come outdoor or come East Coast and outdoors because then everybody else is on a 450 on that team. Hair up, him and Smitty.
No, who's the amateur kid?
Deacon Deno, but he's not going to be going pro for a while.
I thought there were rumors of him going already.
He's
I've seen some videos of him
He's
riding,
good,
and I'm
but
pretty impressed.
He's good, but I don't think he's ready to go.
There was a
pro
big
yet.
rumor that he was going to ride West Coast. A big rumor.
Yeah, I
I
thought
don't know where the hell that came from. The kid has no experience on a Supercross.
There
track.
was a lot
right
of
there. A
people
lot of people
talking
were
about
talking
it.
about it.
Well, good thing they didn't because he got smoked.
So
He was passing the eye test for me on the
I don't know,
Instagram.
man. The West Coast is pretty soft after you get through the top 5.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So I don't know what the deal is, but I kind of honestly hope he stays on 450.
I mean, I think
To
he
be
did.
honest
I
with
think
you.
he did really well considering that team has nothing to base anything.
They
off
don't. They
of.
don't. To be honest, the conversations I've heard, it's like they don't care.
I mean,
they
they don't
just
even have
want
any-
the 450 out there.
They don't even have anything to base off come outdoors because they're only the only dude that was riding 450s in the GPs, which are different setups, were privateers, and those guys were like getting their ass smoked.
Forkner's at the point here that I'm just like he should be on a 450 anyway.
Yeah.
Age wise, experience wise, that's where he should be. So for me, yeah, you kind of just fell into this, but like, cool, like let's just keep it rocking.
I'm
and
glad he
rolling.
fell into this because I think he's needed it.
And I think 15th is fine. I mean, you look down that list of guys that's above him, and it's like, who did you really expect him to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
beat.
and it's crazy how this sport works
Yeah.
because at one time he's smacking the shit out of Sexton and all those
Uh-huh.
guys. So
Yeah, and like in my opinion here, just looking at the list, it's like, okay, you've got Hill, Savacci, Nichols, Craig, and then Plessinger is 10th ahead of him. He could be in any of those spots, in my opinion,
Yeah.
compared to those guys. Like I haven't seen him.
first 450 for him I think's great.
Yeah, I haven't seen him actually ride in person here on the 450, but in my mind, speed wise and everything, it's like he could be anywhere in those. And if he cracks a top 10 or something, I think that's a full sign of like just leave him on the 450.
Yeah. 4 years ago we'd be like Forkner at 15th. What?
Yeah.
crazy thing to think about if he stays on the 450, especially come outdoors with that team. Considering you have him, who wasn't even really supposed to be on that bike, Smitty, who. God help us all when he actually decides to hit the track on a 450, and then you have Harrop who only rides out, who's only going to ride outdoors, which is a weird thing to think about.
With the motocross only deal over here.
That's what I was just about to say. It's
blows
very
my
weird
mind.
in a time where
I think that's great though. He can get into SMX.
yeah,
and
it's just very weird to think about it at a time when we always talk about Supercross, but this has been such a conversation for a long time. Like, oh, hey, guys only want to ride Supercross. Guys only want to ride outdoors. And he literally found a way to come from GPs, and he doesn't have to ride Death Cross and make a living.
I don't understand.
I think that's awesome. I think this SMX thing has opened up that door for a lot of guys.
I was going to say, we've talked about this before, too. I don't understand why these teams don't have motocross specialists.
I mean,
Anyway.
I think for him, though, good for him, considering what is the talk nowadays, especially with the success that Euro guys, the few that have come over here, you have to ride Supercross. If you want to live here, you have to ride Supercross.
Yeah.
And he found a way to ride for a factory team and tell them, the only way I'm staying here is if I don't have to ride Supercross.
But
and
the-
they
but
were
that's-
actually...
the GP, does the GP have a 450 team for this year?
No.
Okay,
No,
so that's
no.
why he's
they
not
have
there
like
then.
they have like satellite teams, but the only factory team, and it's not factory, is they run the British series.
That's why he's still here then.
Yeah,
Because
they still have the 250 team.
I was gonna say because my understanding is that he was contracted to
But he aged-
ride.
he also
factory,
aged out.
Yeah, to ride factory 450, and so if they don't have a factory 450 team, they got to fulfill that contract. Okay, cool.
I don't
Ride
think he's
in the
gonna.
US.
I think if he does really well, and he did obviously really well outdoors, but if he does really well there this outdoor season and then does well in SMX, he's not going back.
The funny thing about it is, like, you watch a dude like him who's running pro and then goes down and races mini-Os.
I know.
I don't know why you paid on that though. Racer's gonna race.
Well, I don't hate it. it's funny because let's
Rider's
face
gonna
it,
ride, dude.
When was the last time you saw that?
Travis Pastrana.
Travis Pastrana, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
that's
is
what I mean.
funny though because people were talking mad shit about them. We're like, dude, why are you even here? What? You just got beat by a bunch of amateurs, and I'm like, yeah, cool. How about we take them to a national 35-minute moto and
Yeah,
see what happens
see what
after
happens.
the fact, and we'll talk about this afterwards. Because there were a lot of people that were hating on him, and I said the
course they
same thing.
were.
I'm like,
It's the
he wanted to
it's the
race,
internet.
dude.
What do you
Like, why
expect?
the fuck do you care?
Racer's gonna race.
Like, good for him to having the balls to go race at an amateur national and like have a chance that this might happen to him, and he just wanted to go ride.
Hey, make that T-shirt.
Race is gonna race.
Racers gonna race.
Race-
no,
gonna
no,
race.
no, no. I already claim this. So if you pay attention to my social media,
I
you
don't.
Shake a snake.
Every time I go ride, I'll put like a picture of my bike, and
Yeah.
I'll put Ryder's gonna ride.
So make that Racer's Gonna Race shirt. And let's get that posted here tonight.
No, Ryder's gonna ride, dude.
With a picture.
Who's it based off of though? But like, what,
Just put Ryder's gonna ride, and then put my face in there so I can get some commish.
There we go. Yeah, we'll
Some
get it. We'll
royalties.
get him a royalty on that.
you gotta see the shake a snake one.
No, I've seen that.
I sent that to him. Mitchell Oldenburg, 16th.
Hey, speaking of T-shirts and speaking of merch,
Oh, boy.
Mitchell Oldenburg, Team VRM,
Freckle.
Okay, all right.
Freckle.
Bet Rider mentality, right
That
there.
rider mentality.
Another dude that has a vlog.
Do you want to
apparently.
pour one? You want to pour one out for his teammate there, your best friend? Can he make it a straightaway in practice before he hits the deck?
I'm not gonna say anything because then I'll just be called a hater.
Maybe he'll save that clip too to his phone.
Benny's gonna Benny.
Make that T-shirt.
Benny's gonna Benny.
No,
Benny
I'm
is
kidding.
gonna
Don't make that
Benny.
T-shirt.
Don't
Don't
make that
one. He
Don't
already
make that
hates me
T-shirt.
enough.
He already hates Justin. It's awesome.
That's not an exaggeration.
One
He
of these
does hate
days,
me.
one of these days before you leave the
Yeah.
country, I'm facilitating this meet and greet here because it's just
No,
gonna
you
be
should.
epic
We
for
should
me.
buy a jersey off like eBay or something and have him go up to get it signed.
Yes, or just take a picture
Because
of
he
him.
will
in
know
it.
exactly who I am, and he'll probably tell me to fuck off.
Or just take a picture of him.
And
with,
we'll put
like,
the meta
holding it.
glasses on
I
you
actually
so
want to
you
go
can.
up to him, and then when he's getting ready to sign it, be like, "Can you actually get your dad to sign this for me?"
And then we'll put the meta glasses on so he can get the.
There we go.
I feel like Steve sent me over here.
Shane 17th.
Shane Sands, dude, just waiting for that mud race.
Just waiting for that mud race.
Something.
RJ 18th.
RJ gonna RJ.
Let me just. Okay.
Alright, cool.
Let me just
He might-
shrug.
If he gets
Kind of like we said.
He could have been on the box, and I'd have been like,
If he
okay.
gets fifth this coming weekend, I'll be like, okay.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, don't look too stoked with that bike.
Well,
Shocking.
Shock issue.
Weird.
Shocking.
Shocking. or
Shocking.
Shocking.
He's shockingly shocked
Shocking.
by that
Shockingly
bike.
shocked.
He's probably eyeing up that vacant bike of Barcia's.
Maybe. Who knows? He's going somewhere. Maybe Kawasaki will have an opening for him. I heard that bike's good.
Yeah, because
It
Mark
is
Banks
good.
is not on the team anymore.
Chase can go to
Oh,
Husky.
because Chase did one round and he decided he's out of there.
You know.
Fucking
Why don't you find out how early he was talking to people after KTM?
This guy here.
I can't handle it.
I mean, okay. All right. Vince Friese, 19th.
My dude.
What?
What?
Yeah. That's my guy.
Whatever, dude.
Dude, a lot of 3-digit Kawasaki riders
A
this
lot of
year.
3-digit guys.
Hey. Kawasaki's the common man's bike.
Oh God, here we
You should
go.
go out and get one.
It's Jason Lord.
$3,000
I've been
rebates on them
trying-
right now too.
I've been trying to get a demo Kawasaki for how many years have you worked for them?
I mean,
Here I am with no demo.
well,
I gotta.
There's issues with the demo program.
We have 500 followers on Facebook.
the demo program ain't great.
Jason
What do
Lord
you mean
says
it's
it's
not
the
great?
bike of the people.
I'm gonna put like 3 hours on the damn thing.
Don't matter.
Well, then this is why.
What happens as soon as you roll a dirt bike out of a dealership?
This is why they can't sell Kawasaki's.
I mean, there's a $3,000 rebate on them right now. Go buy a new one.
I don't
All
want
I
to.
know-
Trust me, if I'm spending money on a bike, it ain't a Kawasaki.
You need a
at
credit
this
builder,
point.
dude.
All I know is Cowie
No.
should make Stu Baylor the face of the company.
Yeah, that's exactly who they need.
Dude, all right. So I was thinking about this.
Oh,
You bring in
boy.
the common man.
When's that 2-stroke coming out?
So there's rumors of this two-stroke coming back out,
Is there?
And
I
the-
haven't heard.
and there's a gentleman that is a die-hard two-stroke gentleman, and he drives side by
Kiefer?
sides. He has ATVs. He has everything Kawasaki makes.
Chris Kiefer? Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Nope, we're
Stone
going.
Cold does drive. a
We're
Kawasaki.
going big. Think of the
Jeremy
most.
McElrath.
Think of the most loyal two-stroke rider there ever was.
Travis Pastrana.
Travis Pastrana.
Travis Pastrana. You want to make waves, you go after him.
Kawasaki's going after Travis Pastrana.
No.
Oh,
They're
I
not.
was like, this is breaking
No,
news?
this is just thinking out loud.
Oh.
Hey, tweet that out that Kawasaki is
Oh
trying to
my
sign
God.
Travis
Oh my
Pastrana.
You're gonna
God.
get Cole fired.
What's the Twitter login? Give it to him.
Yeah,
so he
funny
can
thing
tweet.
is I got the login.
Yeah. Give,
Right, just start tweeting random stuff.
give it to him.
You know
so he
what?
can
No.
tweet it in the show.
I'm just talking out loud. I think he would be a great
That'd be a
ambassador.
great signing. Speaking of which, so I was watching something on YouTube, and then it flipped to the next video, and it was him kind of giving a shop tour.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
Pastrana
The
Land
Nitro
or
Shop.
whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude, it was super cool. I didn't even watch the whole thing. I was trying to take a nap. But what I listened to there, I was like, man, this is cool, because he's like, we build all this stuff here, and it's really like a backyard shop. Like, look, it's not really nice in here. Like, it's kind of.
Yeah, channel 199 is cool, man.
I
Yeah.
love the video with Carson and Kenny where they did the 500 and then the 250.
That was cool, yeah.
And the whole entire thing, just watching Travis be like a kid again and just stoked on everything, just made me like remember why Travis is one of my all-time favorites.
Did you guys realize that Pastrana land isn't really like all their property there? There's like a whole bunch of different people who ride, and like there's Snap-on tool guys and
Didn't you have to, like,
military
buy that-
guys
Didn't
who
you have to, like,
own.
buy that
part of
land
it.
from somebody?
Yeah, so he's bought a bunch of it, but like they all own back there. And he's like, so that's why we're like shooting guns, riding, and then they show this clip of this dude jumping like a e-bike, and just some dude coming the other way on the track, and a quad jumps right into him. I was just like, oh my god, this is.
Well,
this is just
I saw
death
another
back
video.
here.
They were doing like where the boat was doing the loop,
Okay.
and it was a neighbor driving in. They had all the fireworks going off, and it was the neighbor coming in to pull in. He's like, just another night at Pastrana land,
Yeah.
and the fireworks and all the shit
But,
from the
but
road.
the way he made it sound like the track is back there, and there's all that stuff that they can do back there, but it's not necessarily all his property.
Yeah.
It's just like a group of them who are all
this
like,
this
yeah,
is halftime talk.
yeah,
Let's
do
bring
this.
it
Oh,
back.
I'm just,
but
yeah, I mean, you
just-
brought it up, so.
I think at the end.
but
of
I
the
think he'd be a great ambassador when
Yeah,
if,
that'd be-
if there's a two-stroke relaunching, that's your guy.
Yeah, 100%.
end of the day, Travis Pastrana is still the badass of all badasses.
Dude,
But
I-
anyway,
yeah,
Vince Friese, 19th.
the common man's racer.
Mitchell Harrison, 20th.
The common man's racer.
Common man's racer, 2-digit number.
Justin Barcia, 21st.
So let's talk Justin Barcia.
Okay, go ahead.
So as we filmed this about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, we watched the video.
Yep.
Holy smokes, is that man lucky.
Dude, can't believe it.
Ryan
That's-
can walk.
I think that's one of the nastiest things I've seen in a long time. I mean, I dare say that was worse than Forkner.
I think, so let me, after hearing him talk, how he doesn't remember anything after leaving the face of the triple, and having watched that video
Probably a
several
good thing.
times.
It's a good
probably
thing it
good
knocked him out.
But to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he saw what was coming there and body just went into fight or flight mode and just made him pass out, because he, like, let's face it, we all know what that's going to feel like.
Dude,
and it
I
ain't
just-
going to be good.
I just keep replaying it through my head from his perspective, and it's like the most gut-wrenching feeling.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
he like fucking bounced up to the top of the berm where his
Yeah.
body was just fucking limp.
But if you just, yeah, I mean, if you watch it, because, like, you think when we talk about him blacking out, passing out, whatever, like, when he hits that ground, he's completely limp when he hits that ground,
Yeah.
basically. So to me, I'm like, dude, he's watching that as he's jumping, going, oh, shit. And his body's just like, all right, cool. let's just
Well,
do this because
there's
this is our best
there's
way
another
out.
thing that I think was an important factor in all this, and it's that Alpine Star airbag.
Yeah, that's true, too.
This is the first time I think that thing's ever really been put to the test.
I'd
Did
love
Forkner
to
have it
know
on?
the data on
What?
that kind of
Did
stuff.
Forkner have it on when he crashed? No.
No, 'cause
Yeah.
they hadn't
No,
developed
it wasn't
yet.
out yet.
They were-
So-
they hadn't
Oh, when
developed
he
it.
crashed at the
and the concrete.
on the concrete,
two
no.
years ago.
So I think that Alpine Star thing did its
Same
job.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am very curious to see if they have data logs or somehow
do.
with that.
I want
They
to.
do.
I want to see. Not that I would understand it, but I'd love to see like the G-force impact of like how bad that was. And
I'd love to
I'm-
have it explained to me.
Well,
because
and I'm
obviously,
sure
like,
they've
yeah,
got
I'm
it
looking at.
from the bike as
Mhm.
well. I'm sure that bike's got a GPS sensor of
Yeah.
that thing
Yeah.
hitting the ground.
So, as long as we're talking Barcia here, there's obviously, you boys have seen it, there's a lot of discourse about medical staff getting to him, and
That was
I don't understand. Like, I'm not flying off the handle like some people. Some people are like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
ridiculous. They should all be fired, whatever. But you watch that video and some of the other ones, and it's like, yeah. So where are all the Alpine Star guys?
Let's if we're gonna go down that. I'm not gonna go too much into it because I don't like going down that road because it's a very.
I don't
want to
get like way off in the weeds.
But
in
let's
it,
remember
but they're-
why this whole conversation happens and the things that they're not that I'm giving them an out. This is going to be happening a lot, all because of the one situation we all know about, the Brian Moreau thing.
yeah.
This is going to continue to be a situation, and they're always
Wait,
going
what are
to
you
be.
talking about?
Remember the Brian Moreau thing when they moved
Yeah,
him?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so they're always going to be criticized in the way that they go about doing their job. They're always going to
Oh.
be worried about things.
I'm not even talking about the way they moved him. Now there's
I'm talking
criticism-
about 45 seconds where they're checking on Mookie and Barcia's laying over there by himself, and
And that's
everybody's
why I
just
say-
stepping
Not
over
moving.
him like they're on the war field.
I think that it all kind of plays. Again, I'm not a fucking medic, so I'm not going to comment on certain things, but I think it all kind of plays in. I think that they are always in a situation where they're never going to be in the right, and they're
Yeah.
not going to, because of the thing that happened to Brian Moreau. Because if they get sued one more time,
Mhm. Yeah,
I don't think we have an Alpine Stars medic thing anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, that's
my,
fine. Go sign somebody else.
yeah, I mean, my thing is like
Well, that,
everybody's an expert on how you should move these
do
people.
you want to stack
whatever.
on top of this though?
What do you mean?
How about your boy, crashes and breaks his wrist, and he's wandering around for a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, sitting down before anybody's to him.
Yeah, dude, there was a couple this weekend that it's like, what is happening? Because usually, like, before the guy gets up, the Alpine Star dudes are there, and there's multiples. Like that, when I rewatched everything
There's
yesterday,
one, and why does he go, I guess,
yeah, he goes straight to
Mookie,
Mookie, but Mookie's moving.
Yeah.
Like, Barcia's laying there. And like
thought
we've
I
all
saw-
seen the video now, and like it's scary laying there too. Like he's tore up,
He starts moving, like
yeah, a little
twitching,
bit,
and
yeah, and it's just like, what are we doing? And then finally, there's like some random medic. It's not an Alpine Stars guy.
It's like
some
a fire
random-
truck guy.
Yeah, that's there.
and he's over there kind of acting like, "Am I allowed to touch him?"
Yeah.
kind of thing.
So I don't know. I think this is one of those things where we need a head of state, right? A Dana White to come out next week in the presser and be like, "Hey, so this is what happened here, and this is why this happened, and we've made adjustments from it."
Yeah.
Well, I
and
mean,
we'll never get
Because
we're
we're not
going
going to get any answers here.
Well, I mean, when it was asterisks, now I don't want now, so I don't want to act like.
Alpine Star. It's still all
but,
the same people.
It was Tom Carson. Tom Carson was the guy that was like that was the, like. Doc Bodner was the head doctor, obviously, but Tom Carson was the guy that was supposed to that was his job to oversee all of that. I don't know if he's still affiliated with it. He was doing it for a very, very long time. The only thing I'll have to say about this, because I'm not a medic, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse. I don't want to comment on that.
You might be a nurse.
Could be.
I stayed at Holiday Inn last night.
But
so,
good for you.
You stayed at the Holiday Inn
I think
last night.
yeah,
Why?
why not?
Chilling at the Holiday
Thanks,
Inn.
Shizzy.
Then I become an expert at things.
I think the biggest problem that we're always going to have with situations like this is that I think that some of the people that they employ aren't trained to deal with high stress situations like that.
Yeah.
Because these guys, they're medics. The men and women they're medics, but there's a big difference between a medic at a racetrack and then somebody that actually works at a hospital and deals with crisis. And to them, that's not something that they see all the time. Okay, homeboy wadded his shit. He's kind of moving around. He's got a broke collarbone.
Well, hey,
With a situation like that, like you have to know, like you have to, as people in hospitals, like you have to know how to be in the fucking weeds or in the shit.
mhm.
And I don't think everybody on that staff knows how to deal with a situation like that when you got fucking a dude laying up in the berm, not fucking moving.
Well,
or
let me
seasoned.
armchair quarterback this. How many veterans out there do we have who are military trained to deal with
I know.
high stress situations
know.
like that medically
I know.
that
Yeah.
don't have a job?
I seen a thing in the forums of Vital, and in a high stress situation like that, you go first to whoever looks like they're in the worst shape.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And in that case, they didn't go to the guy that looked like he was in the
No.
worst shape.
No, I mean that's what they do on the battlefield. Like you're fucking,
Yeah.
they like even if you're losing an arm or whatever, they'll fucking they'll tie it off and shit, and like, hey, you stop bleeding. All right, let's move on to the next person. But they looked at Malcolm, and he's over there like
I mean,
whatever.
Here's the thing: they knew there was an issue too. Like they red flagged it immediately.
Like I said, somebody said he was seizing. Like he was seizing the fuck out.
I
I don't know how
don't-
true that is.
There was one, he was just like moving his arms. I couldn't tell. You can't tell if he's awake or if he's just like figuring out if his body still works.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation.
But I don't think shit like this is ever going to be 100%.
I mean,
because
it's
No.
never gonna be.
you just can't do it.
It's never going to be. And to be honest, when I saw the first thing today, because I haven't studied it that hard, I was like, oh, God, here we go. People just bitching to bitch. And then I watched it, and I'm like, man, they are not wrong. Like, that was a long
It was a long time.
getting there.
Mhm.
Before the A-Stars guy was even to Mookie, which I'm just like, what is happening? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they didn't have enough in the
Or they
stadium,
weren't in the right spot. Like, they weren't.
and that's
because
where
of
they
the
need to
first
sit
lap.
down and have a meeting, which they probably haven't, and been like, hey, we think these areas are going to be the sketchiest of the track, and this is where injuries may occur, and this is where we need you.
But they usually have enough people. They have them spread out around the track. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
And there also needs to be a thing too where at any given time, I don't care where the fuck they're on the track, if somebody is KO'd, like, and I think that probably because they probably radio in, that needs to be an instant red flag. We don't need to think about it. Fucking do
I'd
it.
say it looked like what they did.
Yeah, we also need to have a situation here too, and this we're going down a rabbit hole. But the last thing I'll say, if we're on this bitching about shit, we need to stop having any situation where we always know why they don't like. Hey, if we can get them off the side of the track, we'll not red flag. Get them out of the way. If anybody's down on the face of a jump, backside or whatever, we need to fucking really like hammering it home to these guys. Like the situations where, oh hey, did he jump? Did he see the lights or whatever? Dude, if you're going through a rhythm section and there is anybody down, I don't care how far are they off the side of the track, and your ass leaves that jump, you and me are going to have a real conversation about whether you get DQ'd or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because it hasn't happened yet, thankfully. But what about one of these times where somebody just fucking is not paying attention and they just go to double something, they get a little bit loose, and we see it all the time. I don't care if you're Chase Sexton, Eli Tomac or not. If you double and there's somebody down and we're working on him, you're DQ'd.
Yep. Yeah. Stu 22nd. Any update on Stu? Anybody heard anything? I mean, it's got to be
separated shoulder, which is really hard to believe.
Oh yeah. Dislocated. That's what it was. It was dislocated. They got it back in and further evaluation.
Another dude that has had some real nasty get-offs.
I was ready for him to break out. You guys know that.
I
think he was gonna. He was up there.
Why did he roll that?
I don't know.
I've watched that video a bunch of times. I can't figure it out.
Roczen got into him right before the face.
Oh, really?
So they were coming around that corner jump, and Roczen landed right next to him, and they kind of hit a little bit. So he doubled, and as he lands, he looks up this way, and while he does that, he veered to the left.
Hey, maybe we'll stop having kink triples.
So do you guys think, let me guys ask you this then,
tank, though.
do you think there should be a mandatory rule roll double on the first lap?
You mean like no matter what's going on?
No matter what.
Like just double up on a triple? I mean...
It's roll, double. No. You lock them up like a wall jump, double.
No.
First lap.
No.
Honestly, that's something I never thought of, and I'd have to give that more thought, but...
No, because what have we seen this? Something this gnarly twice in 25
we've seen a lot of guys get landed on.
But I mean, I don't know. That's always a catch-22. I mean, I definitely like that thinking. That's something I never thought of.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a
red lights are blinking. Lock them up like a wall jump.
It's not a terrible thought,
or basically
but I just
like
don't
the first
like
lap of a national, fucking on practice day, wheels on the ground.
Here's of a race.
No, not wheels on the ground the whole time.
I think it's roll double
of a race.
Of a race.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it.
But it also, and this is just way too much effort for the promoters and the people to do. But it's situational where the triple is. If it's within the first second of the start,
that's way too much. There's no way you would ever be able to do
But here's the thing, though, in a situation like that, unless somebody spodes out, which the back of the pack guys, because everybody's checking up in front of them, you wouldn't. The chances of you having a situation like that would go down exponentially because everybody behind them, they're going to see a whole pack of dudes checking up. They're like, well, like we're already slowing
we have
way
to
down.
check up.
Like we're going to slow way down. We're just going to plow into people. So it's like, if you could tell me, you would never be able to tell me. There's no way you could ever gauge this. But if you could tell me that a situation like that, the chances of that happening go down to like 5%, I'm all for it because I don't really give a fuck because it's one lap. It's the first lap. Who cares?
First lap, roll
and
double.
Everybody's going to bunch up. So if you really think about it, the racing actually on the first lap is going to be a lot gnarlier after the fact. It's not actually a bad idea.
The triple is one of the easiest things on the track, though. Like,
roll
again,
double.
Here we are.
Roll double.
Freak accident.
Make that T-shirt too. Roll double.
I'm already making one of them.
Clip that.
Roll double. Clip it. Roll double. You know what, Cole? High fucking five.
You know
Clip
what?
this conversation.
You know what? Let's
Roll
just
double.
comment down below. Do you guys think they should roll double on the first lap?
Clip
if
it.
keeps guys safe, I don't really care what they got to do because I don't want to. Because
I mean, if I thought it was a like super duper safety thing all the time, but again, here we saw this one, Canard. I mean, I'm sure there's been some other ones I'm not thinking of.
I watched it in San Diego and.
But when they happen, they're bad.
I know.
Remember what was it? The Andrew Short one, San Diego all those years ago.
I don't know. Stewart, wrist.
Yeah. Or like I said, Canard in Indianapolis.
But you're talking 3 and 30 years here, so one every 10 years now.
Nah, it's been more than that. I bet if you think about it.
All it takes though is somebody to not get back up.
I mean, yeah, but that is also part of the sport that we're doing, man. Like there is a bit of gnarly.
Let them die.
I don't want to.
No,
let them die.
we're not in that.
But to make a rule that's going to affect every single race here like this.
Yeah. First lap.
I'm all for it, man.
First lap,
honestly,
roll double.
Never thought about it, but really,
I don't know.
I'm actually for it.
So then what? So you can't do the quad either if there's a quad in the
that
first
quad.
thing?
Nobody should be doing quads.
You can't
on
do a
Supercross.
quad.
Is the whole pack doing a quad in the rhythm section?
3 in.
Is
the
whole
first, I mean, where do you draw the line? This is the discussion.
Just on the big triple like
Honestly,
that because
nobody-
everybody fucking hits it.
We should never.
So then they're
be doing a
bunched. So
quad
okay,
on
so
a
you do
Supercross
that,
track.
and then they're bunched up, and then somebody gets landed on the finish. So then we're doing roll scrub on the finish. Now, like this is where it's like I don't mind the idea in the fact of trying to promote safety for it, but where do you draw the line?
The finish line though is different.
Until we get to the point
again,
where we're just scrubbing everything because we're not racing.
That's
No
where I
jumping?
say you draw the line of if they want to talk about all this data they got with people crashing in the whoops.
Dragon's back.
We're doing data.
The
3 and 30 years.
The finish line is
Okay, then
different,
let's
though.
look at the data. How far the pack is spread out by the
By the time
time
you get to the finish
first
Okay,
triple.
well then, look. Here's
And if
here's
the
a much-
and if the first triple's in the second section and the average
Here's a
spread
much
out time
simpler
is
way.
whatever.
don't build the track like that. Don't make the triple in the first 2 lanes.
Yeah, that would be
Wait
great.
till lane 3 or 4.
But
And
we
then
know
that
they're
just
not
makes
smart.
the track building that much more complicated.
No.
But we know they're not that smart.
To me, that's a better solution.
I have a
than the
simple
roll double.
solution.
I like it. I like it. Clint.
I have a simple solution.
I can
Not
get
simple
behind it.
because then.
Travis, you want to
So-
know my
so-
simple
so,
solution?
okay,
you know
so-
my simple solution.
So let's pause. So let's go here. So you
I
go.
like it.
You hit the first corner. You come around the second corner. It's the finish line. So are we roll scrubbing that then? Because that's a big jump.
That's never going to happen. You're
Oh,
never gonna
okay,
build-
so but this is my point. It's like, yes, I'm all for safety for things, but like
But-
this stuff is so rare here. So
don't
rare.
know.
If, it
If
saves
we were
somebody-
seeing it multiple times a year, okay, fine. Then yes, let's do something. But we're not.
I
We're
got
seeing
it. I got
once
a
every 10
solution.
years.
I'm all for it.
You know my solution?
Oh God, here we go.
Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Roll double.
This reminds me of the conversation years ago that Pat Grzebinski, for anybody who doesn't know, owns Baja or whatever, and he wanted to make a fucking a double right off the start. And I'm like, we all were sitting
Yeah,
there
that
going,
wasn't great.
like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
it
real
wasn't
great
great.
idea. Or he's also the same person the weekend of the Baja Brawl in 09. He was telling his track guy, yeah, we should build Supercross whoops before the finish. And we're all sitting there going, you know that's going to kill somebody, right? And he goes, oh, it'll be fine. What happens the first lap of practice? Some C-dude got loose as shit in the whoops, arrowed into it, got lifeline.
I remember
Like,
somebody weeding it
yeah,
out over
no,
there.
we
Yeah.
didn't see that coming at all.
Nope, I'm out. All right. That has been your 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks, always well hung, just like Justin Barcia.
Garrett Marchbanks didn't make the main.
Marchbanks didn't make the main. Oh, also one last news note too. Prado got docked 3 points for failing sound after the race.
Thank you, KTM.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Kawasaki probably put the hit on him.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Took
All right.
his pipe off.
Let's move on to our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report here. This month for Complete Racing Solutions, we are going to highlight the Complete Racing Solutions Performance Academy, which is a 2-year degree you can get where you can then be certified physiologist, nutritionist, and yada, yada. Basically, you can be a certified trainer, and they can then help you with job placement at one of Coach Rob's CRS facilities all around the world.
Don't be a bitch.
And don't be a bitch. So if you want to check that out,
That should be a shirt, too.
CompleteRacingSolutions.com. Link in the description down below. All right. Where do you boys want to start here?
I got an interesting topic.
Okay, go ahead.
Roll double.
I don't know. Roll double. I don't think it's not really a reload rant. It's not really a.
Are we starting with an Armory reload rant?
No, it's just a. I don't know. So you guys, how in tune with NASCAR are you?
I used to be, but
Ish.
I know the driver.
So you guys familiar with the most recent Michael
Lawsuit?
Jordan lawsuit, Hamlin,
thing,
and all
I've
that?
heard,
I know about
yes.
it, but I don't know the ins and outs. I
Yeah.
just know that what's his name had
So
to pay a lot of
basically,
money.
the meat and potatoes of it, and I guess I haven't really looked super deep into it, is they got with NASCAR and how they were basically just fucking the teams, just like they do in
Nice.
Yep.
our sport,
Yep.
Nice, very nice.
and they won.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
So who in our sport's going to step up? Do you ever see it stepping up in our sport, or did
No,
they
because-
win because there was a figure like Michael Jordan involved?
No, it's because the OEMs own all of our major teams.
Okay, who's going to come in with a private team and step up?
I don't know, because you're going to have a big
Well,
money
you
That's
know-
what I mean. Do you have to have a Michael Jordan type
Well,
guy
you know,
to do it?
JGR tried to do that, and then back in the day, Sean Kraniak, you know, at San Manuel, they tried to do that, and that didn't fucking work
They
out.
didn't.
And then
They didn't
RCH
take.
tried-
They didn't take fucking Feld to court.
No, they should have. I mean,
That's my point.
yeah.
Yeah,
no.
you need a billionaire owner to do it.
You know who they need?
Or an influential figure like Michael Jordan.
You know who
Who's
they
also a billionaire.
You know who they need? But he's not a billionaire, but he's a 100 millionaire. Kimi Räikkönen. He owns a factory team in the GPs. He'd be the perfect type of guy.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You know, the
I
Cowie
think
team-
they're just if they ever really want to make changes in the sport, that's what's going to happen. I think.
Yeah. But I think
I don't know who that person would
I
be.
think
though.
before you get to that point, though, the factories are going to have to go away, and you're going to have to privatize teams more. I don't see it happening with the factory teams because there's too much.
No.
The factories are too much of the
I agree.
influence.
I agree.
Like You could have someone come in right now, start a private team, billionaire dude, come out, sue him, but like I don't think anything happens with it, to be honest, right now.
But billionaire starting a dirt bike team.
I was gonna say, but when you get, well, I wouldn't say that, dude. There's
You
a
know,
lot of
say
billionaires out there now.
say 23XL comes in and buys a stake and
that'd be
and Hep Suzuki.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which, speaking of that, you seen the outside sponsors that Hep has now? Dixon Flannel, WD-40. What was the other one?
they've
they
had the
just got?
WD1 though for a while.
They got Makita back.
Makita. That
That's
was it.
sweet.
Yes.
Although very small on the graphics.
Ain't what like it was, but
No, but it's cool though to see the Makita back.
But
even
you
though no
notice that
offense,
they got
those
like
tools
all
suck.
these outside sponsors, right?
Yeah, well,
Weird how
Larry
that
Larry
works.
Brooks and Dustin Pipes went to work.
Pipes family there doing God's work.
Definitely
yeah,
not the guy I thought.
probably all really small bits and pieces though.
Not
Another thing maybe from the NASCAR
not the
world
guy I
and
would've
private
thought of,
team wise, why has there not been why don't they start selling sponsorships where you get title sponsors for the California round
Mm-hmm.
and then they redo the whole bike for the next 4 round
Mm-hmm.
and then finish out the last round, different title sponsor on every deal.
Because the factories own the teams, and they don't want to put that work in.
Oh, they own Hep Suzuki?
Well, not Hep. Okay. Hep would do something like that, yes.
That's what I mean. But why aren't they?
Probably to be
Why aren't
honest,
quad
probably
lot
just-
guys doing that?
Probably
Why
just
are
hasn't been, probably just hasn't been a thought at this point. I couldn't tell you.
like
because
it's
I
like
haven't spoken
NASCAR,
to those
right? In
owners,
certain
but-
part in the world, in certain races, they've got lows on Kyle Larson's car.
Mhm.
That's not true, but
Yeah.
you get what I mean.
I mean, here's the other problem with that, right? Is
And then it's 4 million, 4 million, 4 million instead
they-
of 8 million for the whole year for
okay,
one
so
person.
you're more locked into the NASCAR thing there. What do they do with the rig?
The rig?
Yeah. What do they do with the rig on those teams where they sell?
I'm not
different-
that locked in. I don't know.
Do they rewrap
This would
the rig?
this would be a good conversation to have with Ray Boy T if he ever came on the show. But
Because that would be my only question. Because here's the thing. Like NASCAR, it's a bit easier in my opinion because you have a big ass car to put this sponsor logo on, right? Where we don't have a big ass car to put the logo on. We have a little bike. So where does your primary logo placement go?
right on the fucking shroud.
On the truck. But
Shroud.
the big thing is the truck for the what's it called?
They ain't rewrapping the truck for NASCAR.
Well,
there ain't no
then-
way.
Okay, well then I don't know, man. I don't know. I would be interested to talk to somebody and figure out how the NASCAR situation works, and maybe I can dig YouTube a
Yeah,
little bit.
I'll have to
and figure
listen
it
to.
out.
Ray said there were some podcasts and stuff too.
I was gonna
so.
say because that would be my thing. Is like, yeah, it'd be great to do something like that.
Yeah, 'cause
but if your primary selling point is that you have a 50-foot semi truck with that logo on it for 12 months or for 8 months rolling around the country, then how do you sell that, like I said, for 4 rounds and then get it rewrapped? Because we all know we ain't got multiple rigs to be able to just have one.
Yeah, the
wrapped in
rewrapping
each
thing.
one,
I don't
yeah.
know how that works.
So that would be.
But there's also you got to figure out the back door. It's got to work for both people. So like
Mhm.
Napa, right?
yeah.
Chase Elliott's car. Rick Hendrick owns car dealerships.
Mm-hmm.
Guess where all the service parts are getting bought in those dealerships?
And that's
They're
what,
getting bought from Napa.
that's one of the things that I think our sport misses a little bit on this too, is the B2B side of things.
Yeah.
Because I've heard this a lot with like Formula One and NASCAR sponsorship stuff when I was digging this a little bit a couple years ago, which was like a lot of the way the NASCAR guys get those big sponsors. For example, like Hendricks comes in and says, "Hey, we need," and I don't know because I don't know the team.
Yeah, it's
but
like
Hendricks come in and says, "Hey, FedEx, we want you to sponsor it." And FedEx is like, "Cool, we see that you're in bed with, whatever.
you
name
spend
a
X
company."
amount shipping every year.
Well, not even that. You already have a sponsor from X company of Goodyear Tires.
Mm.
We want to be the shipping person for Goodyear Tires. We need you to put us in a room with the Goodyear execs.
Stuff
And
like
then
that
they
too.
get both of them at a race together, do the introduction, and then the B2B
Yeah,
thing starts happening.
That shit ain't happening in our
No.
sport.
And
I
then,
mean, that kind of shit also too happens with pro stock and drag racing.
Yeah.
Fucking Jag's team,
Dude,
Eric.
okay, you want to know what blew my wig back also?
okay.
I was watching Top Fuel Drag Racing
Mhm.
coming to Martin, Michigan, by the way. You
Yeah,
guys want to
very
go?
excited. Yeah, let's do
NHRA?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fucking in.
I want Metro, not Metro.
Metro meth.
Metro meth.
You want some Metro meth? I don't know what that is, but sure.
I want nitro meth
Just want to burn
in
your
my
fucking
eyes,
eyes,
dude.
cry a little bit, go a little
Yeah,
pee
I want the
going.
ground shaking like
Want to pee a little bit?
I'm very excited about it.
I want the ground shaking like a girl in the club to usher.
Anyway.
Okay,
where
anyway,
were you
that,
going
was,
with
that
this?
was weird.
Where
That
are
was
you
not
going
where I
with
thought that was going.
There's a Beta sponsored car.
What?
Top Fuel funny car with Beta motorcycles on
No
it.
way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
They'll
find
fucking throw anything on them top fuel cars these days.
Well, that's another one that it's like, how did, like, how the sponsorship dollars go there, because that's an interesting.
Well, John
thing.
Force's team takes a lot of them.
Well, yeah, but I'm just interested because I don't feel like drag racing is what it used to be.
I wouldn't go that far, man.
It's
They
still
sell out
pretty
almost.
big.
They, I mean, all those
Yeah.
NHRs. Everybody, dude. People still love to watch cars go fast in a straight line.
I mean, yeah, trust me, I'm real pumped that the NHRA is.
Yeah, I love getting fired up for 3 seconds.
I like the pro.
I love waiting 20 minutes to watch 3 seconds of greatness.
I like the pro stock stuff. But I mean, the pro stock does the same thing. I mean, with Jeg's cars, Erica Enders did it with hers.
Wow,
Maddie Gordon.
it's got to
Also, a lot of good-looking women in drag racing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So,
Also, if we want to go down the drag racing thing,
I mean, it's a motocross podcast, but whatever.
I don't know where this is going.
we all like racing, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Tony motherfucking Stewart.
What about him?
He
Top-
won a
Top
champ, or he
Fuel.
won a race, or
Top
won
Fuel.
something.
That's-
Top
he
fuel.
He races Top Fuel.
Does he really?
Yeah,
And he
bro, he's been
wins.
racing-
He's
racing
winning.
He's been
Tony
racing Top
Stewart
Fuel.
is racing Top Fuel.
He's been
dragster.
racing Top Fuel for like the last
Yeah.
2 years.
Did he lose a bunch of weight?
And everybody said, you ain't winning, blah, 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 and that motherfucker won. So
Tell you
that
what-
man can truly drive anything.
I tell you what, though, if you listen to some of the comments when he was, because he did Top Alcohol Dragster and then he got in there. If you listen to some of his comments, though, when he first started getting adapted to it, though, the first time he got in a Top Fuel car, he was like, that scared the shit out of me.
Dude.
But yeah, no
me
shit,
too.
going 330 miles per hour in 3.2 seconds. That's not
Oh, you got to have some balls to drive one of those.
Fuck yeah, and everybody's like, all you're doing is going in a straight line. I'm like, you realize how fucking fast your brain has to think in 3.3 seconds? Don't tell me you just
1,
go
2,
in a
3.
straight.
Oh wait. That
Yeah,
was
don't tell
over.
me you just go in a fucking straight line.
The only thing I guess you got to think about is hitting the chutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hope
I
you
know.
hit him in fucking time, because if you don't, bye bye.
Wild. Okay.
He did
Yeah,
lose
that's
a lot of
that.
weight, though.
That's just all I was kind of
Okay.
thinking.
Let's talk these SMX rounds that got announced.
Where'd these rounds come from? Fucking
I
Ohio,
mean-
or what is
They're
it?
outside
Ohio?
the box.
Ohio,
I'd
and then
heard,
Los
I'd
Angeles.
heard it was all new. and
Columbus.
they were not lying.
Yeah, and then Missouri. But
Columbus, Ohio is a soccer stadium.
I looked at
that
them.
up.
They do.
Did you see the big stage in the middle of it too, which will be great for VIP stuff and all that?
At Columbus?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see
So-
that.
There's like a stage kind of on the. I don't
So
know,
I-
Are
whatever.
you sure it's Columbus and that's not the Branson, Missouri one?
No, it's Columbus. The Branson, Missouri one's at the Bass Pro Shops place.
So then the
Yeah.
Los Angeles one is technically, I guess, is actually in Carson, California, not Los Angeles.
Is it a soccer stadium too?
It's a big stadium, but I don't know if it's I think they do play soccer there, but I don't know if it's like a team.
Because the
but-
Columbus one is, I guess, the first
Yeah.
purpose-built soccer stadium
So
in the
I
U.S.
think that one though is, if I'm looking at it,
20,000 people,
I think that's going to be the Supercross style one.
maybe.
I think the last round in the Branson one is going to be like the
Pretty
hybrid,
moto-y.
and then the one in like Carson or Los Angeles is going to be like, I guess, middle of the
Dignity
road.
Health Sports Park.
I'll be honest. I want to go to Columbus, and I kind of want to go to Branson,
I
Missouri.
kind of want to go to the Branson
I
one.
wanna
I
go
though.
do
to-
too, because I want
I-
to see what that Branson one's like.
I'd go to the Branson, Missouri one, man.
I texted the wife when I found out that the other day, and I was like, Branson, Missouri.
Dignity
September,
Health
question
Sports
mark.
Park is also a
Very cool.
soccer
though.
stadium.
Yeah, very cool
Yeah.
stadiums though.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I love it because
They're out of left field though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. When I saw those, I was like,
Watch soccer stadiums just be the new thing for us.
I mean,
dude, I think it's. I
when
think
is
it's
soccer
cool.
season? I don't even know.
I mean, honestly, like think about it.
Summertime.
I mean, here's another thing I guess to think about with the soccer stadiums are obviously they don't hold as many people, right?
Yeah,
The stands are going to be a lot more full, a lot easier to sell out.
Mhm.
And I mean, I don't know about you boys, but I've never been to a Supercross besides Anaheim or Anaheim 1. Can't speak for San Diego or any of those, but I've never seen a stadium fully sell out for Supercross.
yeah.
I don't know.
Think
Indy's-
think of the upper
Indy's-
ring at the top. Is
Indy's
that
been
always
pre-
ever
Indy's
full?
been pretty full. a
First
couple
two,
times.
but up in the top there
I
ain't
don't know.
shit.
There's been a couple of years I've been at Indy that the top's been.
I think the
pretty
only
full,
time I was
too.
ever at a actual sellout was the old Georgia Dome, and that was one time. So yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
that was it.
But I don't know. I'm interested to check these out.
It came
So,
out of left field though, right? Those
Yeah, oh,
locations.
yeah.
I think
mean,
the
that-
Bass Pro Shop thing's cool.
I
the
think
Bass,
it's cool.
The Bass Pro Shop tie-in, I like that a lot.
I do. That's
job,
a
good job, Feld.
Good
Look,
job. Golf
Good
clap.
job.
That ties in a lot of target market of our sport
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
the Branson, Missouri one though, I think you're gonna get. I think that one, if any of them, is gonna sell out.
That one will be super interesting because that's
You know, I think where a lot
Kinda
of the
just-
horsepower for the Bass Pro Shop thing came from.
Hmm.
If I'm sitting in a room and I'm Feld, you know what I'm doing? I'm saying, look at this guy that we got, Malcolm Stewart.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this guy and look who we can bring to you.
Could you imagine if he went out there and won a fucking main with the Bass Pro Shops fucking gear?
Yeah. Oh,
No,
it was
I
funny. Like they were mentioning it in the thing, and he's like, "Oh, I had that. I broke some reels, and I've been a member since '03 or
Dude,
whatever."
I love it, man. I love it because we were all talking about this. Like, where would you go? Where are some of the places?
And none of these were
And
on the
none
radar.
of us like this were. I mean, granted, probably none of us knew that these
Show our
existed.
ignorance for stadium stuff here.
Well, let's be real. It's
But,
not like
like-
we should know soccer stadiums. None of us watch soccer.
Yeah, but like the Branson thing's super weird too. Because you know what that reminds me of? You guys remember the race up at Soaring Eagle?
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. It's gonna look like.
As soon
someone-
as I looked at that, I was like, "This is Soaring Eagle 2.0."
That's what. Yep,
And
yep.
that is also a place that they can market the fuck out of because Branson, Missouri is obviously a very popular tourist
Tourist
destination.
destination. That's why I
So
texted
you
the wife. I
can
was like, "Yo,
market-
you want to go?"
you
It's
can
like
market
Lake
the shit
Ozarks
out
is
of
right
it.
there, right?
Perfect.
There's a lot there. I went there
Yeah.
like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah.
There's a ton.
Huge tourist
Yeah.
destination, and it's a perfect time of the year. The weather's going to be great. So
I'm not gonna
I
lie, I
mean,
may take. The
I'd
whole
like to
fam
go to
down
the
there for a
Columbus, but I
week.
might just say fucking go to that one.
I mean, I think
I
that would
kind
be
of
the
want
one
to
to
go
go
to both. I don't know. We gotta see what. The
If I were
Let's
to
go to all three, dude.
If
I mean, the thing
I'm not
is-
going to Carson, California.
I'm like sitting here looking now, and I'm like, man, this is like 9 races. I
You know
wanna
what?
go
I'm
to
glad's
now.
gone.
Huh?
Charlotte.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad we're not drag.
I'm
strips.
glad we're not going back to Charlotte. I'm glad we're not going back to Vegas. I am a little
I,
sad.
I
though, that
like
Chicago
Vegas
still
just
never got it.
because it's Vegas, dude.
But
it
not
just
at-
feels
not at
right.
the drag strip,
But the
though.
drag strip, no.
I am sad though, and I know I think we're all in agreement. I am sad they didn't go back to Chicago.
Yeah.
I was real, dude. That whole setup was great. It was, you could almost see the whole entire track. I think the layout was good, and I think everybody would agree the dirt was fucking good.
Yeah,
Here's my
Chicago
thing.
was great. The lighting was just everybody's issue, right?
Yeah.
So
Here's my thing: if this Branson, Missouri one works out, how many places like that are there that they can?
I guess
bring,
we'll-
let's bring back the edge of summer.
I think we need to start brushing up on our soccer stadiums because apparently there's a lot of these out there that none
Well,
of us
and what are
fucking know
these
anything
out?
about.
Where are these outdoor amphitheaters like this?
Yeah, no
Because
shit.
like I said, I mean, dude, Soaring Eagle's got one.
Mhm.
How many more are there here in Michigan? There's got to be another couple in Michigan here alone.
Yeah, you can fit a lot of people up on the side of the hill like that, and if they need to bring bleachers in, like they did for MXON,
Well,
and
my thing is too is like, okay, so if we're going to that soccer stadium that's 20,000 people, okay, so now your target's 20,000. Like that's what they're targeting for these SMX rounds, which doesn't surprise me because hearing about World Supercross, like World Supercross is targeting 10 to 20K and wants to, like, they're not making their money off ticket sales, right? They're not filling 60,000 seats, which I don't think SMX is either. SMX is making their money off TV rights or streaming rights, whatever.
Streaming rights, yeah.
So I don't know. I
yeah,
think
TV
it's
and
cool.
streaming, like people are gonna tune into that.
I mean, yeah. Let's face it. Like, I'm literally scheming. Like, how can I go? Can I?
How can you go?
Yeah.
You just pack your shit and go.
I know. Just swipe the card, baby.
Yep, swipe it.
Screw it. What's some more debt? Who cares,
I
right?
don't know about that now. He's married, so I don't.
I think, dude, I might be able to get away with that one because we go down.
Look, man, what's
Fam-
yours is hers, and what's hers is hers.
I mean, I wonder if she was born in the Titanic. It's fine. But I also told her that I wasn't going to pull that Titanic BS. She wasn't getting to float away on that door by herself. We were either both making it or we were both dead. Take your pick. So.
Jesus.
Anyway, yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. I think it's cool. Those came out of nowhere. When I saw those, I was like, well, that was different.
Yeah.
Good though. I mean, we're always complaining like, let's stop fucking going to these same damn places all the time. And you go to 3 places that
Golf
none of
clap
us
feld.
thought.
Golf clap
Golf
feld.
clap it
Whoever's involved, that's nothing to shake a
Yeah,
stick.
no, that was good. That was good. I just want to
When do they go out of the country?
like where though? Canada?
I don't know.
Or like
No.
anywhere?
I don't know, but I've heard that was a big
I know that's on the
talking
radar
thing,
too, so.
like a big talking thing. Like, when do they go to Australia for the last round?
I would not go to Australia ever unless this is a Jett Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence thing. But again, now you're
They're gonna go there.
They have to go there. That's a big market.
That's a huge market.
well, hopefully it's fucking not flooded. It's wintertime. That
Yeah, I
time
know.
of the year, it's wintertime.
Yeah.
So.
All right. You guys want to talk about the Lucas Myrtle indictment?
You mean the non-burger?
The big nothing burger?
No, not
Is
really.
it passing the sniff test for you, brother?
No.
Because it's nothing.
I explained this to you.
Nothing to shake a snake
They
at.
threw an indictment at him because now he can't go after him for defamation.
Did you see his little announcement where he dropped all his guys?
Yeah, of course he did. He's being blackballed in the industry by someone allegedly. Let's just put this out there because this is how you have to talk when you get your tinfoil hats on. Allegedly, someone is going after him here for it. Dude, it must have been someone at Wasserman. That's all there is to it. Allegedly.
God, I can't wait till Jacob Hayes ends up being the fall guy.
He's next for sure. If it's deeper than that, then yeah, he's next. For
Yeah,
sure.
whatever.
Well, we
see.
can think that whole situation for Lucas and Sasha not racing Supercross.
I don't think that was the case.
There's people out there that it's obviously tinfoil, but there's people out there that believe that's one of the reasons why, with all the shit going on with Myrtle, that's why they're not racing now. Once again,
Sasha was hurt, so he didn't get to test Supercross at all. So
yeah, but he's fine now.
Well, yeah, but you got
could have gone east. He could have gone at least rode 1 or 2 East Coast rounds.
But their series starts, and I don't think
But then they get a break.
But I don't think they're allowed to ride Supercross once their series starts.
I think Lucas. I don't know about Sasha, but I think Lucas.
I think the deal was like the first 4 was their option for that.
Outdoors.
But outdoors, yes. And I mean, here's the thing, dude. Can you imagine Lucas comes in, wins a race, and just qualifies for SMX that quickly?
I think everybody would shit a brick.
Because I've heard that that's the plan, is for them to. I heard
come in and do SMX.
A rumor is that the plan was to race enough outdoors to qualify for SMX.
If Lucas wants to do that, just go in, drop in, win a race, and qualify for SMX. He should just fucking go to Southwick. Don't even go to the end of the round. Just go to Southwick.
You guys are talking pretty high as far as drop in and win.
Well,
I said if he can drop in and win.
Just go to Southwick, man. You'll be fine.
I'm interested to see if they get to do that, especially if Lucas is in the points here, if he actually gets to do that. I think
if you would ask him, and if he gets the choice, I think he'll do whatever he wants to do. Because I think that kid honestly just wants to prove that he can be the best in the world no matter what.
I mean, the rumor is it's written in the contract for them to be able to do it on off weekends.
Good.
So I hope it's the case.
When you're a top rider at a factory team and you actually win races and are fighting for championships, you should get to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. So on the GP strand here, then we want to talk Hurlings and Timmy G.
Well, the Hurlings intro was fucking awesome. The one for Tim Geiser, I don't even think it's there. He got a little post with his bike sitting
handshake.
Hey man, hey.
Well,
Hurlings is out there like, yo man, like I've been riding KTM for all these years with Honda.
Guess what? Honda didn't pay for that. Fox did.
Doesn't matter. To me, I get what you're saying, but to me it doesn't matter. Like Geiser, like fucking what, 5-time world champion gets a nothing burger, but Hurlings, I understand it's Jeffrey.
Could you stop, dude?
Are you hearing that?
Yes. Jesus, everybody is fucking hearing that.
I didn't take my Adderall today.
I loved it though, man. I loved it, and that's not just me because I'm a Hurlings homer, but I loved it and a Honda homer. I think it's great though. I did find Social Scoop funny though, because I always check up on those. Where Lewis, he did the thing where like when Hurlings came out, and then they did all their posts, and obviously he does the GP side of things, and he goes, well, the only thing that matters in the world of news today, and it was a video of Hurlings, went down, well, the only thing that really matters in the world of news today, and it was another Hurlings video, we did like 3 more of those, and I was like, of course, Lewis, this is just your way of getting it all out there.
Weird to see him on a Honda.
I love it though, man.
I don't know how's he gonna adapt to that frame. Is he gonna pull a Prado and say I need the back onto KTM?
No, man. First off, he's never throwing a leg over a KTM ever again because that ended badly.
Yeah,
very badly.
You listened to that interview too, where it didn't sound great. Because I did, and I went.
He was also saying it in the middle of he was like not so subtly hinting at it in the middle of the season.
It didn't end so great that he was terrified. From what Lewis Phillips was saying, he was terrified to say anything about that Honda.
They're also the reason why he didn't get to ride the MX of Nations.
I know.
So it's like, yeah, he's prideful. Everybody knows that. He wanted to be in there like, yeah, well, we're not going to give you a bike.
Yeah. He wouldn't say, after he was released from KTM there, he wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
And Lewis was like, yeah, he was so scared of getting sued by them, which is unreal. Unfucking real.
Yeah, the way they treated him is absolutely fucking ridiculous. I mean, whether you want to talk about him having the most world championships, let's be real. GPs, KTM, Hurlings.
That guy brought you a lot of eyeballs.
He brought you a lot of fucking eyeballs and a lot of wins. How the fuck are you gonna do him like that? But hey, man, you know what? The only way to combat that is you go out and you win a world championship on a Honda. And I love it, dude. Like him on a Honda.
Was anybody else surprised he put out that first video of literally his first ride on it, looking like shit?
I think it's awesome. And he even went out there. He's like, "Hey, it's a stock bike. We got suspension and some like pegs."
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't look that great.
And then he goes out and he goes, "Yeah, the first time we're actually testing the factory bike, just shit, greasy, muddy as fuck." He's like, "Well, we're gonna see how this goes." I love it, man.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Cool team. Him and Vial, which is weird to think him and Vial are on factory Honda.
You think they're sitting at the truck just shit talking KTM?
Probably.
Guy Vial's probably going, God, I'm glad I don't have to ride that fucking shock ever again.
Anti-KTM crew over there.
But again, though, Geiser, just dirty. 5-time world champ, man. Doesn't even get a video.
Think he's gonna bark on that bike or what?
No, that bike's shit. It's fucking terrible. That bike is actually like you think like
But I heard it's team issues.
Yeah, because they don't
Why
want to
it's so
change.
junk,
The
yeah.
bike's terrible. Maxime Renault went literally from a guy that could battle for a world championship, and he's like, dude, this. Everybody was like,
So
why did you
where's
race-
Renault going?
He's on the team again. He had no option. He didn't want to be on the team. He was almost doing what Prado was doing. He was actively trying to ride like shit because he wanted off the team, and they're like, well,
So how's Paul's Jonas still got a Kawasaki guide?
he's got connections.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. But no, that Yamaha over there it's fucking bad. It's very, very bad. Which is everybody was like, why did Geyser sign?
Looks like
this
I'm gonna
team?
have to buy the package.
Why did Geyser sign? Because Geyser was pissed off at Honda.
Yeah, because Honda wouldn't pay him all the money, so they were like, well, we're just gonna pay Jeffrey then.
Yeah, there was something. Lewis Phillips was talking about that, how that whole situation happened.
Yeah, he wanted
too,
like
and
he
it
wanted like
Where was he
three-
talking about all that on?
his podcast.
I don't remember.
Lewis was talking about a little bit on the podcast he does with Adam
Maybe
Wheeler.
I was gonna say I don't even
The
listen
him
to
and
that
Brower
one.
one?
I don't know.
No, that wasn't
Probably
one. It
Paul
was either
when he was
it
on
was
that.
Paul, I think.
No, but Geyser wanted like I think it was like $3 million or something from Honda, and they only wanted to pay him like half of that. And he
Yeah, but there
just
was
like,
somebody else who got paid a bunch of money, which was what was triggering that made him want that, and I don't remember what it was.
VL.
No, VL.
Jett
I mean,
Lawrence's fucking massive contract.
No. You mean the one we still haven't heard of?
Yeah, I mean the two highest paid dudes right now are pretty much Geyser and Hurlings. Fever's making quite a bit of money too. Kunin's not making as much as he should be.
All right, Armory Reload rant here. Make sure to check out the Armory for all your things that go bang bang and pow pow. There'll be a link in the description down below. My rant here are these fucking people bitching about ticket prices. So I'm on
God.
Facebook, as I'm sure you guys are, in some different moto
I
groups.
don't know, man. Haven't paid for tickets in years.
And this
Oh,
guy,
that must be nice.
this guy is bitching about I think there was 3 of them, and to get pit passes and track walk and go to the race was going to be like $4,500.
What the fuck?
And so
are
I'm
you-
reading this. I'm like,
Is he VIP?
Like, what are you doing, dude?
he posts a screenshot of one of the VIP programs. And I'm like, you dumb motherfucker.
Where people were lighting him up?
Dude, what? Yes. I'm just like, what a fucking idiot. You're going to post bitching that it's going to cost you $4,500. Yeah, because you're paying $1,250 a fucking person to do a VIP program, you fucking retard.
Which one was it? Which one VIP?
I
did it
don't
say?
even remember,
What
dude.
group was it? Was it in the Everything Dirt community?
Maybe. I don't remember, dude. I was just like reading this. I'm just like, holy shit. Now, don't get me wrong. Tickets are still a little bit more expensive to A1. Like, I was talking to Isaac
But it's
asking
A1.
if he was going, and he was like, nah, dude, tickets were $100 to sit in the nosebleeds. And I was like, all right.
Valid.
Which
Valid.
again, to me, like, yeah, that's a lot of money. But again, if I lived there and was going, like, whatever, because it's A1.
Yeah, it's California.
But yeah, dude, I can't stand this. And this Discord really started like last year where people were bitching about ticket prices. And then it's like, I go and look, because who was bitching last? Somebody was bitching last year about them for some race. I went and looked. I'm like, there's tickets for $35. Like, what do you mean it's $300? There's tickets for $35 fucking dollars right here on the website. And yeah, I know. By the time you get through all the ticketing fees and stuff, that $35 ticket's $60. But like, sorry, that's just the way it has to be. Walk up, take your chance. Walk up to the box office day of and buy it. Like, I don't know. But yeah, dude, just pisses me off when you're out there bitching and saying it's that much, and then it's like, yeah, for a VIP program, you idiot. Of course it's that much.
You know,
How do you not realize that?
you know the ones
I
that
don't
you
know,
know the
'cause
ones that
people are
really
morons.
the ones that really irk me. I don't see much of that, but the ones that really irk me are the fuckers that like bitch and complain every year when the Peacock price goes up $1.
No,
And
yeah.
they're like, oh, I'm paying. I'm like, dude, you get all this content, you get all the nationals, you get practice, you get all the Supercross, you get all the SMX.
Do you know how much the Disney Plus
I know.
thing went?
But people are-
subscription went up.
I'm
last year?
like, dude, and it always goes back to I'm like, I'm glad we're in a day and age where like actually all this is available because it's like, oh, the back in my day shit. You know what it was like back in 2005 when I was like listening to the fucking races and I didn't get to see the race until a week
Guess
later.
what? For free, you can watch the highlights on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. People amaze me. It's like, dude, if you're really that hard up for $11 a month, you probably have other shit going on in your life that you need to like figure out.
It's $4 a race, you cheap fuck.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I
Those people
can't-
are like the worst. I'm like,
I
oh
know.
my God, dude. Like, really? Cool. They're like, well, when this first started off, it was like $7.99. I'm like, How old are you?
Yeah.
You know how inflation works, right?
The first year Disney Plus, I paid $9.99. Do you want to know for the year?
Yeah.
Do you want to know how much it was this year if I wanted to renew? $160.
Yeah, I feel like you probably, if you're complaining about that, you probably
Hashtag
shouldn't.
renew.
You probably shouldn't own a dirt bike, and you probably should get other things in your life figured out.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. Drives me absolutely.
But people,
nuts.
dude, it's just people bitching about shit.
I mean, yeah, the price for the paddock tickets that we get go up like $10 a year. Happens.
It's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
Plain and
Yeah,
simple.
need Michael Jordan to just come buy a team and take him to court.
Hashtag that.
All
And
right.
roll double.
Anything else you guys want to talk about in halftime here?
Roll double.
Roll double.
Did you make that T-shirt?
Roll double and shake a snake.
I've got the other one. Which one was it?
First should be roll double. Back of it, shake a snake.
Oh boy.
Shake my snake.
All right.
With a picture of
um,
Michael Jordan's face.
So with that being said, then we are going to take a quick break, and we will come back with our 250 wrap up and anything we want to talk about for working into next week, and get this all wrapped up. So we will be right back. Scratchy, it's like pulled a muscle in my throat.
Just vitamins.
Yeah, because I take like my magnesium, my vitamin C, my sea moss, my vitamin D.
Bro,
at
we're
night
getting
before
old.
I go to
We're
bed.
getting old.
Yeah.
We're getting souls.
Yeah, for sure. All right, welcome back, everybody. Episode 323 here, A1 wrap up. Before we jump back in and talk 250 class and wrap this up here, let's jump into the chat for our members only. If you guys want to watch us record the show live and act like absolute complete morons, you can go ahead and sign up for the members area for as little as 99 cents a month there to watch us record this live. Yeah, go ahead.
Is the chat firing?
The chat's firing here.
That's
Um,
we didn't do chat.
I
time
know, I
during
forgot,
halftime.
so
We
we're doing it
should've.
right now. It's been a rough. I started talking in the show without the fucking mic in front of my face.
Oh,
so.
yeah, we just went down. We just went down a
At
road.
least we're recording.
David's watching. Yeah, at least we're recording. And Seth was on time today.
Yeah, on
we were
time.
actually late because we were all catching up. All right, David says, Cole, you and me both, brother. I don't know what that means. That was that was the first comment. Dreadful XR says, what up, guys? Crazy A1, right? Absolutely. Dreadful XR also says, congrats, Justin. So that must have been when we announced that
Thank
you
you,
were
buddy.
getting married and whatever.
Appreciate it.
Dave says, the dating scene is rough out there. Cole, I'm right there with you.
My man.
We should get a phone call going so Cole can tell you the story he just told us off the air.
But it would not be on the air because it's not a
Cannot be on the
That
air.
could not be on air.
Dreadful XR said,
No. We want to hear Justin's story off the air.
That-
Dreadful
never-
XR said, even though it's only A1, Tomac looks dangerous on the KTM. I don't know if anyone can beat him other than Kenny with Jett being gone. I wouldn't fully say that, but
Coop
he
will
did
still
look
be
really good.
Chasing Coop.
Dreadful XR said, Travis, all due respect, why are we moving the goalpost with Prado? Seems to be unfair in my opinion. I'm not really moving the goalpost. I just got to see something else happen other than a weird A1 ride where he performs this way. I'm not moving the goalpost. Like, if he does perform more, then I'm going to be like, okay, this is
look,
more
we-
than just weirdo A1.
We move the goalpost for Deegan all the time.
Yeah, that's the other thing we do because we're assholes. Dave says Prado looked way better than I thought he would, but it's still a douchebag. Okay.
I mean, nobody's saying he's not.
I mean,
Jeffrey
The shoe fits.
Wengerd 6527. What's up, boys? Hey, Jeffrey. Michael 5XT. Congrats, Travis, on tying the knot. Proud of you, bud. Thanks, man. Only took 7 years. If you ask her, it was 7 years too long. But you know, you can't rush into these things. You got to really get to know people, especially when they have 27 personalities.
Jesus. Wow.
Wow.
Jeffrey, no, that's the joke we have. Like,
Oh.
like she'll literally, somebody said something about us getting married, and she's like, "Oh no, he won't get bored of me. I have 27 personalities. It's fine."
So it's like the movie Split.
Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Jeffrey said Coop was impatient trying to pass Hunter as well, and it bit him. Then Jeff said, give Chase some time. He wasn't even hitting whoops a week before A1 the first year on the KTM. Very true. Dreadful RX, I think Chase will be fine. They just missed the mark last night. Maybe. God, I'm dying.
No, I was off the team halfway in.
Dave said there's a video showing that he laid there for 1:40 before anyone looked or started to help him. That's bad.
Roll double.
Very true. Roll double.
Roll double.
Justin and Cole sound like people that ruined the NFL and the no taunting or celebrating, basically the no fun league.
For what? What did we do?
Can we get a
Roll
picture of them
Roll double.
and on a I want a picture of them and like this on the tits and then to say no fun league presidents.
Well, here's the thing.
All
You
right, guys, give me a good smile.
Good smile.
Move mics out.
Yeah.
This one. Okay. Oh, I didn't get it. Keep going.
Here's the thing though. You probably shouldn't be watching the NFL anyways.
I have a brand new soccer. David says,
Wait, hang on. Why are we the no fun league though? Because of roll double?
roll double, dude. It's a fucking gay idea. I told you this.
You didn't say it was a gay idea.
It's
Oh
not.
yeah, because watching someone almost die is fun.
Yeah, because Barcia should have died.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
Roll
that's
double.
what I said. That's
Roll
what
double.
I said. David says I got a brand new soccer stadium in Cincinnati. TQL Stadium is awesome. That'd be a perfect place.
You have a soccer stadium?
And
Like he owns
and
it.
then
You
David,
own it?
and then David commented, "We."
Okay.
I was like, just to be clear, you have a soccer stadium? Good
yeah,
job.
yeah, dude. Of course, David has a
Good
soccer
for
stadium.
you.
So, all right. And with that being said, let's jump into our 250 race recap. Brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing for all your small bore bike needs. Make sure to check them out. ProFlowRacing.com. Parts, etc. to help you out. Ooh, we got just a noteworthy thing, Seth. We got to replace that Holster Co logo. I don't have the new one for their armory thing, but that is gonna have to be replaced. So, anyway, that being said, here. 250 race recap.
Hey!
What was that? Wow. Well, we just found out what he did in the Philippines there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind.
It was the wind.
All right.
He was filling peen.
Jesus. God. Oh, my God. This is why we can't be on the air. Max Anstie. I mean, doing Max Anstie things.
Hey, what did I say about the 450 class?
Yeah.
Guess who's been racing all
This is
season?
true. This is new setup, though.
Guess who had the shittiest kit? Ugliest gear, boots, like
The Star Yamaha riders that were not Hayden Deegan.
all of them.
New setup,
Look like shit.
same old Max Anstie guy.
Look, man, I need him to get through the first few here and still be rolling
agree.
like this
I agree.
before I really consider it. Like, yes, he's good, and he's going to have the red plate here and battle the first couple of rounds at least, but I need him to get through, like, 3, 4, 5 and still be in there before I'm like, okay, cool, title.
I can't wait for Deegan to start messing with him because Max doesn't give a fuck.
No,
I need
Mac
Max-
gives zero shits.
I need Max to make it to Glendale, and then we're okay.
Did anybody watch the media scrum from first off, a little different. We're not just doing sit down press conference like we did. They're going one at a time. At
And
the
everybody
podium.
throws their microphone up there.
Yeah,
Kinda
which
cool.
is super cool. I kind of liked it. I got to give
Changes
credit.
made.
Yeah, I got to give credit to Sean.
More
there.
golf claps.
Okay, all right. But anyway, where he was talking, I can't remember what he was, but he's like, in the terms of Lightning McQueen or something, and I'm like, my man's up here just referencing Disney movies.
He still might. He did that one before too.
Yeah, well, his kid really is into Lightning McQueen, so that's a big thing, which I understand. But then when he's referencing it in the press conference,
I think that's
all right.
awesome. I
Max
love
is
it.
winning
It's
at
great.
life.
It's great. But yeah, I mean that was a solid ride, and that was kind of, I guess, in essence, what we would expect out of Max. Like,
He just kind of slowly worked his way to the front and won.
yeah, he got the good start, and like, okay, sweet, there we are. Chance Hymas, second place.
What we needed to see out of him.
Do or
Back
die,
on the West Coast.
yeah, do or die year for him, basically. I mean,
How many podiums for the re-sign, you think?
ooh,
Because there's one.
probably 4, 5, I would say.
I mean,
He needs to do the whole season. That's the thing. You got to do the whole season, man. You can't go out with another knee injury. You can't do anything. I thought it was very open and honest. And one of the things I heard where he was basically like, "Yeah, dude, last year at this time I was sitting on the couch with a blown out knee, thinking my career was over."
he's got to make
Yeah.
it through Supercross, and then he's got to back everything he's done up and outdoors the entire season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, with this field, like
Actually,
that's
okay. I'm gonna contradict that. Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna contradict that a little bit. I don't think he has to do anything outdoors. He's shown he's got it outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get through
That's true.
Supercross.
That's true. That's
The
true.
big thing is he cannot get through Supercross. Let's face it.
No, this is a
What,
good
what
start.
happened when he came in as a rookie?
I know.
He crashed out in first
He
practice.
keeps getting hurt. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
he's
it's a good
he's-
start.
Yeah, and with this field, man, it's gonna be easy to repeat this. All he's got to do is get good starts.
Yeah. You got anything to make?
No, good start to the
No, good-
season.
good
I feel old because I see a 29 on a Honda. I think Andrew Short.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
That's true.
I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him. He got away from the East Coast, going back west with where he knows. He's back with his family. I don't know.
Out there just ripping mesquite.
Yeah. Find it funny though. They said like, oh, he's in Nevada. He went back home. I'm like, he's from Pocatello. Idaho. He's not from Nevada.
Yeah.
But no, good for him, man. Good for him. He's got to continue to keep it up because I mean, I think we all know the talent that Chance has. So.
Yeah. He can be a guy, but like I said, he just needs to make it through Supercross.
I don't think he's gonna win though. I don't think he's gonna win a main.
You don't think he's gonna win a main?
No.
You don't think he can pull it?
If you
off?
do
Any
it-
of them off?
If it's
Triple
a
Crown
mutter,
main?
Nah, man, because I don't think he's got that sprint speed in him.
I don't know. I think he could win. I think he could win one, but I think things are gonna have to fall his way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess depending on if we get into the season and people start getting hurt, but I don't think that if like him, Max, Deegan, and Levi all stay up, I don't think he's gonna.
Ryder D, third place.
Ah, yeah.
I said I want-
lit kit.
I said I wanted
That
to
was a
see
late
him
hit.
get on the box, keep that confidence up. I think a confident and healthy Ryder D is something to watch out for.
I have one issue.
What's that?
Okay, go.
I have one issue with Ryder D.
Oh boy,
Ryder
here we
D?
go.
Oh, what,
Yep.
that mustache?
Well, that too.
I mean, he's a good-looking dude.
There's a lot of them in the 250
Listen,
class.
Ryder, good-looking dude.
Yeah.
Good-looking dude.
He's got it going for him.
Yeah. Anyway,
Gear
the
look
issue?
good.
What's the
But
issue?
I don't know how I feel about the Deegan finger gun.
is that what it was? Have we seen a close-up picture?
It looked like a it looked like a finger gun.
I mean, you think he just kind of looked back at him and he was saying, "Fucker, if you land on me one more time."
I don't know, man. I don't know what that was.
It looked
'cause
like a
wasn't
finger
really
gun.
close enough.
I did
in
forget
my
about
opinion.
his head getting taken off.
I
by him,
mean, yeah,
so.
and that wasn't Deegan's fault, but like Ryder D's he probably holds a little bit of. I mean, dude, him and
I don't-
Hayden
a
have
finger
I
got-
don't
gun-
think there's anybody in the 250 class that doesn't hold something.
Here's
against
the
Deegan, to
thing
be
you got to
honest
think
with
about
you.
with Ryder D and Hayden though. They've gotten into each other twice.
Yeah.
Washougal,
hmm
Ryder's fault, and then you go to the last round. Not Hayden's fault either, but again, talking about two different times where Ryder almost died,
Yeah.
and he's probably looking at it because we know how Ryder are. He's probably going, dude, like you got to stay away from me, man.
Here's what I gotta say.
You can't finger bang,
Finger bang,
finger bang.
finger popping.
You can't finger bang a guy that came from the back like that.
Yeah,
Bad choice of words. Bad choice of words,
dude.
man.
There was some.
That
Hold
was a
on,
bad
Hold
choice
on,
of words,
pause.
actually.
Hold on, pause.
But Deegan came from the back of the pack.
Watch
Hold
it.
on, hold
Watch
on.
it.
No. Because I actually took notes about this during the race last night. So Lee Diffie also made the comment of somebody coming in the back, and I went, "Oh my god!" And then what was the other one here? Hold on.
He's coming strong or something.
No,
You can't finger
no,
bang a guy coming from
250
the back.
250 LCQ. James used the term back shot. And I
Nice.
went, "Oh my god!"
All right.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Great times. Great
Enough.
times.
For Ryder D though, I'm happy for him, man.
Yeah.
This is a guy with everything he's been through, with the shit that went on at Cowie. A guy that's had a lot of expectation from him his entire career.
Yeah.
He needs to have a
Yeah,
solid,
they were racing.
he needs to have a solid season, and I think he can do it. I think that we've all
Yeah.
seen when he's 100% what he can do. This is a building, or what are they like a building block? Yeah, and I think this is where he should be all year. I
But
think he should be on the
I
box.
think if he's top fives and battling for podiums here, I think it's
Another gentleman that needs to complete a season.
yeah, he
Yeah.
does. He does.
Mhm.
He should.
100%.
Him and Hymas are in the same boat.
All right, Deegan fourth here.
All right, get into it.
Let me just say.
Get into it.
Oh,
It's
here
time
we
for
go.
Deegan Danger Zone.
So hey, so hey, couple. let me
He
just
looks
say
like Wyman.
couple
Learn
things
that
here.
from me.
Couple things here. Number one, I said this in my press day wrap up. He really should just like chill down on the whole bravado thing that he pulls. And my thing is because like, okay, everyone's already kind of got an issue with you, and yeah, you've backed it up and beat him and stuff. But in SMX playoffs last year, we saw what happens when the guys go, you know what, fuck it, I don't care. I mean, we watched Kitchen go over how many ruts and T-bone him?
Yeah.
Okay, which again, cool. You can still dock Kitchen. That still fucked your night into oblivion.
Cost
And
him a
then-
title.
Yeah, and then you went and tried to do all the stuff with Joe that you did, which not only cost you fans, but
Blew your
also
shoulder
cost
out.
you a title.
And
So
Motocross
maybe-
the Nation.
and Motocross
So,
the
so
Nations.
maybe
You should
in
stop
your
it.
final 250 SX season here, we should tone that back. Now, that being said, great ride last night.
Nah, man. Him and
You know what
Levi-
Jeremy McGrath said?
Huh.
Same thing. You're going to need some friends.
Uh-huh. Now, let me say the other thing
doesn't
here.
And when the king speaks, you fucking
He
listen.
doesn't have any friends.
Now, let me say the other thing here, and I'm going to speak right to all the bedbugs who are going to come in the comments here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't need to look at them because screw them all. We want to do this major comparison of Deegan's coming for Jett. Deegan's coming for Jett. Okay, cool. Well, this works out perfectly. We have Deegan defending his 250 Supercross title on the West Coast. Jett also rode West Coast Supercross in his final 250 season. So I went and looked up results. Jett went 1-1-1-2 1, 2, 3, 1. I think that was it. Worst finish, a third. I didn't go and look the race up yet to see why he got third, but his worst finish was a third.
I think that was the situation where he got into it with McAdoo.
Could be.
McAdoo.
Shocker.
Sure. Wackus.
Fourth place.
Yep.
We're already off the ball.
I don't know. I did see a lot of. I see a lot of overshooting and little mistakes like that.
There was a
so-
lot yesterday that I watched with him that I was like, and it was little things. Like you said, it was clanking, it was overshooting, it was a bunch of stuff that I just went, he
He's
doesn't
not-
have
he's,
that.
He's bulldogish.
Yeah, he's bulldogging and he doesn't have that, which you can bulldog the East Coast a lot more because obviously it's tacky and deep. You can't bulldog the West Coast.
Have
like
you noticed
this.
how some of these races, though, and even though he won the title last year, and you want to go back to the early rounds with Juju, and then when Davies found his stride, it became Cole Davies. Have you noticed though that even though Hayden hasn't been #1 qualifier a bunch of times in his career, the times where when he goes into practice, he's clearly not the outright fastest dude, but then he's actually putting in effort, and he still can't put it on top of the board. How his night seems to sometimes unravel.
That track, look, he rode good last night. He was 13th off the start
Yeah, we're
there, or 13th on the first lap. He came through. I will tell you though, there was a time like 5 minutes into that I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
he's
he wasn't
gonna
really
get,
making
like,
up time.
10.
Yeah.
He's buried.
Yeah, and so
I knew he'd go all the way to the end though. He's in
Yeah,
good shape.
so finish strong there. But again, you can't have crap like. Here's the thing.
You take all the comparison shit out of it, he's fine.
If you take all the comparison shit out of it, yeah, he's still the dude as far as I'm concerned. This is still his title to lose as far as I'm concerned. But the problem is that all of the people out there are going to throw it in my face here of whatever, and it's like, okay, but you're going to compare him to Jett. Here's the thing. There's zero chance he gets on that 450 outdoors, too, and goes 24
No, not even
or
that.
22-0. There's
No,
zero
hell
chance.
no. Hell
Zero
no.
chance. So the only way you can even remotely start to make a comparison is to perform in Supercross here,
I don't
like
even
Jett
think,
did in
I
his
don't think
final
he's
year.
gonna. I don't even think he's gonna be top 3 outdoors.
We'll get to that when we get there. I don't want to go down that
Uh,
trail right now,
Yeah,
but
let's just talk
but
last
this isn't
night for
this
sure.
isn't a great start. Like a bad start and 4th place isn't great if you're looking to be that dominant dude here in Supercross in your final year. Now I said last night in reaction, he can make this up if he wins.
Easy.
If he wins out, like
Yeah, and I think
then you look at it and go, okay, cool. Him compared to Jett final year, yeah, he got a 4th, but he won the other 8. All right, cool. We'll call that a wash type deal.
But Jett got starts. You put Deegan in 5th,
Well,
and he
not
probably still wins.
Not
that
only
race.
did Jett get starts, here's one thing that really sticks out in Jett's final 250 year. Do you remember the Oakland race when he was trying that quad and came up short, like cased the absolute piss out of it? Like, is Deegan doing that? No. And still winning the race? No.
I think this year is going to be a lot like last year. I think he's going to struggle a little bit at the early struggle because he rode fine last night. I mean, 4th grade. He's still this is still
4th from that far back is a great
this
ride.
is still
Yeah.
this is still his title to lose. He's still the top guy on this coast. He's still the most polished guy. But I think the season's going to go all like last year. He's going to struggle a little bit the first round. He'll probably come back to A2, win it.
He's going to struggle until there's ruts.
They have 2. Well, that's the problem though. Is outside of Seattle, there's not going to be a lot of rounds though. I think that he's going to have
It
ruts.
just depends.
But yeah, I mean, what they have 1 Triple Crown on there. Obviously, they have the East-West shootouts, but they only have 1 Triple Crown in Arlington. But I think it's gonna be a lot like last year. He's gonna struggle a little bit the first couple rounds because he's gonna be playing catch up. He's gonna try to force it a little bit and ride over his head and maybe make some stupid mistakes. And then I think by the time we get to Seattle, I think he's gonna be.
He'll be back in the mix.
If he's not, I will say this: if he's not the points leader by round 5, I actually will be surprised.
This didn't make me think he wasn't going to still be the winner, the champion.
No.
No.
It optically, it's not the most superb start because what you'd like to see
2
is
years
him
in a
just
row
come
now.
out. Yeah,
It's
what you'd
not
like
great
to
if
see
you're
is-
doing comparison.
Yeah.
Stat-wise, yes, he has more wins and all that stuff than Jett, but whatever.
Okay, let me ask you guys this because I threw this out in I think it was the press day wrap-up thing too. When do we start counting the SMX titles as like legit titles? Because he threw that out in the press
Never.
conference.
Oh, he threw that right in, in
Never.
Levi's
first.
face of having 5 titles.
Never. I don't count the SMX titles as the same as I do the other ones. Because by the time we get to SMX, there's a lot of dudes that are just like hanging on by a thread.
Yeah. but
However, if he would have said I have 3 titles, it's still
3. I mean, yeah.
He could have
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, I got 3 titles," and he does.
Was he
and nobody
throwing?
else
Was
has
this
them.
showing throwing shade at Levi, or was he throwing shade at Jett?
Yeah, because somebody asked.
Why
him,
is-
Somebody
well,
was asking that, and he's like, "I don't even know why they're comparing us when I have 5 titles and he has 0," which is true.
Is all
Again,
true.
He just said it very douche way.
Again, though,
Yeah.
if I'm Hayden, and this is the kind of stuff that like irks me a little bit with him. I understand that they're laying it up and he can't just help himself. But if I'm him, I don't care if he's 20-year-old or not. With everything he's accomplished, if I'm him, I just go, I'm not gonna have this conversation. Because like, if this was a Jett conversation, okay, fine. But like to him and Levi, what's the point of even like answering that? Because he can just go, what? I have 5 titles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's pointless. Now, if you're talking about, they're comparing him and Jett, okay, fine. But I don't even know why he gets drawn into even, like, answers that. If I'm him, I just go, I'm not going to answer that. It's pointless. Because Levi doesn't have a title.
Because he can't help himself, man.
Well, this is the shit that he's going to have to learn. And whatever. He can do whatever he wants. But this is the kind of stuff that I think that actually irks me about him. Is because it's like, dude, I understand they're asking you a question. But it's like, Levi doesn't even have a fucking title. So it's like, why are you even getting drawn into this? There's no comparison. Him and Levi are not even on the same stratosphere.
Yeah, I know.
So if you're like, dude, like, be a little humble. Be a little humble about it. You don't need to even get drawn into that. But I think at some point this season, though, him and Levi are going to get into it.
They're totally getting into it.
They got into it on press day. Got into it on
where,
press
where
day.
they were roosting each other
Yeah.
and doing dumb shit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Hayden roosted the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He threw it back at him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. Like, I see him and Levi, and I see him and Ryder D getting into it. Because
Yeah, 'cause I don't think he
I don't
plays
think
that-
Ryder D likes him at all either.
I mean, no. I don't think he plays that. Well, Chance doesn't like him either.
I don't know.
I don't think he'll play that shit
I don't
with
know
Max.
how far
Nah,
Anstie
I think
will
he'd
go
play
with
it with
it.
Max.
I don't know how far Max will go with it, but in Chance,
Him and
Chance
are
doesn't
gonna-
like him, but like I don't know.
Well, yeah.
it's-
There's another person on that star team that him they have a little bit of beef too. Mosman.
Well, Mosiman just doesn't give a fuck.
That's what I mean, though.
It's just one of the awesome things
That-
about
that's what
Mosiman.
I mean.
He just doesn't care.
That's what I mean, though. Even
Yeah.
though Mosman's not even
But
close.
Mosiman did check up last night. to be
Yeah, but he
honest
wasn't-
with you when he
yeah.
passed him. Mosman let him by.
But you
easy
put him
'cause-
out front, though.
Yeah.
You think he's going to do that?
I don't know. I was honestly surprised how easily he checked up to kind of for Deegan to get by last night.
All I know is though is if you're Hayden though and you're getting into it with Levi, and especially if you're in this, if you know some like, hey, you're running out Max for the points and Levi's still kind of floundering around. I just wouldn't be so quick to get into it with him because Levi might just pull an SMX like he did last year and go, hey man, I don't got anything to fucking lose. I'll take you out just because I don't like you.
If he gets to the point where he has nothing to lose, but if he's in battling for a
Yeah,
title,
exactly.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
as much as
smart
I hate
about
to
it.
say this, I think we're gonna get to that point where
I think
Levi
so,
has
too.
nothing. He's not gonna be in this title.
I
hunt.
think so too. So anyway, Mosman 5th. Good ride.
Good for Michael Motorcycle after he
Yep.
smashed his face off the ground
He has a
again.
normal
Yeah.
Michael Mosman crash.
Yeah. Kitchen 6th.
Not
Just
bad for being on the
down
ground
on-
in the
down
first
on
turn.
that
You know,
first
I
turn.
was shitting on him real early in that main, like, oh, Kitchen can't come through the pack.
That's
He
not
came
bad.
through it better than he usually does.
Are you guys shocked at like how top heavy I mean, like once we get past Levi here, it kind of.
Definitely falls off.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real though. We go to the East Coast and you can start saying the same thing, which
You
is crazy
think
to think that because it's only Juju and Joe that are out. But you go to the East Coast. I mean, dude, I was going down this earlier today. The East Coast, like it has a lot. It has the same amount of dudes, but it's literally Seth and Davey's title.
Interesting.
That's
I don't
it.
know.
Bring them all into one.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Let's fucking do it.
Well, we'll get there when it's time. Max Bolin 7th.
Just handbraking it, dude.
Just handbraking it, bro.
Got Chad Reed out there just giving him confidence.
Just windmilling him on. Great ride for Hunter Yoder last night. 8th place.
Also a little bit of an injury or something Tuesday of this
Yeah,
week. so-
crashed Tuesday and
Yeah,
Shocker.
I think that heat race is a little bit of a glimpse of what's there.
Shocker, going to club definitely made Hunter Yoder better.
Yep.
Who could have seen that coming?
100%. Yeah, and now it just kind of falls way off here.
Who we got?
Avery Long 9th,
Not bad.
Dylan Schwartz 10th.
I think Dylan Schwartz needs.
I think
to
he's
be,
got a little more in the tank.
I think
but
he needs to be 8th or better the entire year.
Okay. Carson Mumford 11th. Robbie
I think
Wage,
he did a high top fade.
Wageman 12th.
you using that now?
I have to, man, because it was very
The
evident.
high top fade.
Like, dude, he was spunky in the heat race, and he was good at the beginning of that main, and then you got like 10 minutes in, and he just went.
No, you don't get a lot of cardio when you're building bikes in your garage for Instagram.
Josh
That's true.
Friese 13th.
Kawasaki Josh Reese.
Parker Ross 14th. Lux Turner 15th.
Bar X.
Anthony Bardone.
Lots of WMX
16th.
connections there.
Yeah. Crockett Myers 17th.
Anna Suzuki.
Yeah. Maddie Jorgensen 18th.
Yeah, how about Matty Jorgensen and Justin Rodbell? as
Rod Bell
teammates?
19th. Yeah.
Fucking
Dude,
weird team.
Age back in it.
Brandon Ray out there on the Triumph.
Good for
Lone
B-Ray.
Triumph entry. 20th. Lorenzo Camprese 21st.
Let's go to the last one.
Cameron McAdoo 22nd.
No, whoa.
Oh, I'm overreacting.
How am I overreacting?
Deegan sawzawed him in the middle of a rhythm section.
Cameron McAdoo,
Uh,
whether it's his fault or not, will be Cameron McAdoo.
Deegan got a little cross-rutted there on that face of that.
He
jump.
sawzawed the shit
No,
out of
he
him.
got
though.
cross-rutted.
Here-
I watched
Wrong
that.
place, wrong time.
Here's
I
my
watched that
thing:
a
whether
lot of
he
times.
got loose and it was Hayden's fault or it was Cameron's fault, that's not my point. The reason why I'm doing this is because yet again, somehow, McAdoo
On the
is on the ground.
Well, I said it before the race that he'd be in the brown at some point.
Oh, he's in the brown. Just hopefully his fucking nuts don't fall out again.
And somebody made that comment. They were like, "Well, at least his nuts are still in."
I'm just saying, man. Again, here we are, another opener, and whether it was Cameron's fault or not, McAdoo is on the ground, rolling around in last place.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, I don't have anything against McAdoo. I think he's a great dude. He obviously works his ass off, because all the shit he's been through. If he didn't work his ass off, he would have been gone a long time ago. But this is the MO of Cameron McAdoo. He cannot stay healthy, and if something bad's going to happen, it's going to happen to him. And I don't really expect much of him out of this season. I'm glad he's on the West Coast because I think the last couple of years, East Coast has just gone horribly for him.
Mm-hmm.
He needed to get away from ruts and the soft stuff.
Yeah.
But what else? Like, what is he really going to do this season? Not that he doesn't have the talent.
What's his goal is what I want to know.
But what is he going to do?
I don't know.
Because if somebody's going to end up on the ground, it's going to be him.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I mean, the thing you look at, they talked about this a lot this week, is like you look at his results. When he's there, he's on the podium or winning. It's crazy.
The problem, though,
Fucking
is
crazy.
that, like, it's either podium or bust.
Yeah,
And it's bust more than often,
Yeah.
not lately.
that's the real problem with it, is they just cannot stay off the ground.
And at some point, dude, he's going to hit the ground and he's just going to be like, I can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid that happens, but
Yeah, his wife makes a lot of money. He's okay.
what's his wife do?
She's a country singer, isn't she?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think anymore.
I thought she was.
I
Not
have no idea.
anymore. Straight motor wife.
Either way, I hope McAdoo. I hope that he can get on the box. I hope he can, be up there leading races and stuff. But this is just what happens to Cameron McAdoo, man.
At least he's blessed.
Jesus God.
All right.
All right. That's been anything else 250 wise.
I mean, not really a lot.
Let's see here.
How about WMX?
What about it? I love it.
They're
Glad
looking good.
That was a 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at Pro Flo Racing.
Easy, buddy.
The WMX thing's interesting.
Easy.
They're looking good.
Easy.
What?
Easy.
Oh God, here we go.
Easy.
Well, I can't talk about this on the show. You and I
Easy.
can talk about this.
No,
Here's
no.
my
In all
thing.
seriousness, though, I think it's great that they're putting some effort back into it.
Yeah, because it's been what since the fucking Ashley Feilich JP days since they actually had any press, and
Oh,
even then
100%.
that was a shit show.
I thought they did a great job tying the AIM Expo into A1.
Well, after that crazy battle that Lala had and Charlie Cannon had at Thunder Valley, they should get a little bit of, credit.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome. That was great racing.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. I'm glad they're getting the credit they deserve. I'm glad they're getting the interview. It was interesting to me. I understand she's California based, but the Michaela Nelson was the only one that was there, to
In the night
interview.
show?
I figured that they would have Lachlan Turner there. She
No,
is
they
your
had them
defending-
all in On Race Day Live.
Oh, they was.
They had all
Oh,
three of
I
them
guess
on
I didn't
that.
see part.
Here's my question: why are we pushing WMX so hard?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's just
Oh, do you have a tinfoil hat on
no,
right now?
not
or-
really. It's
Well, what else are we gonna push?
I mean, just why all of a sudden is WMX a thing again? We just decided.
Because
we're
I
gonna-
mean, it was starting to take off a little
because
bit.
I-
I mean, you had Feilich on a factory Honda.
Because I
like,
think-
you had some-
yeah, but then it hasn't been a thing since we've been doing the show up until last year. It hasn't been a thing really. Like, yeah, the WMX has been in the background, but then it was gone for a while.
You want to know why? Because I think the powers that be, and we all know who those are, finally fucking realized that. Oh yeah, chicks actually ride dirt bikes,
Yeah,
and they
okay,
actually
maybe.
can, actually go out there and ride pretty damn good. I also think a lot of it had to do with Lotta Van Drunen over the GPs actually going out and racing a GP and then making a GP. And I think that they were like, I'm like, there actually is some fast women in the United States.
I don't know. It's interesting that it's being that they like. I mean, In my opinion, it's like last year was the first time we really heard about WMX in recent history. Yes, I know totally about back in the day it was a thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now it's like, okay, cool. Now we're going to put them in a moto on Saturday, and then they're going to come race the finals too or whatever.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, which is all awesome. Like, I don't have anything against it. It's just one of those things that makes me question, like, so all of a sudden we're just gonna do this again. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think too. You also look back at the whether it was by the fact that not everybody showed up, but like when Vicky Golden did the Supercross thing and she actually made a night show, but again, that was because they didn't have full gate.
Yeah.
And then you
Throw
think
that big asterisk in there, Justin.
I'm not a fan of Vicky
Just over
Golden.
here hating feminism.
I'm not a fan of Vicky Golden.
Why?
I think that she's fake.
Fake news.
Just like Sarah Price used to be fake. But
What
anyways,
do you mean by fake?
Yeah, tell us.
I just think that she's not like as nice of a person as everybody thinks she is. Just
Oh,
like
so you
Sarah.
think she's an asshole.
I didn't say that asshole. I just somebody people.
Hey,
can,
clip this and tag her.
Yeah.
All right, I'm writing down the timestamp.
Do not do that. There's a lot of dudes I will get into, but I'm not gonna go at that. That is not something that's gonna happen.
You said it. It's on
There's a
the
lot of
internet.
dudes you'll get into.
You want to get punched again?
Oh man.
No, but then you also think about the fact that like Hannah Hodges and
Oh, I forgot about her.
Jordan Jarvis showed up to the Nationals. They've done, tried to. I know they didn't make any motos, but they've been trying to do that.
Jarvis made some motos, I think.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess she did make High Point a couple years ago. But yeah, I mean, I love it. I love the fact that they're doing it. I mean, and all of them are badasses, but Lala Turner is she's an actual badass. So I mean, good for her.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
I mean,
it's
I'm
good.
not upset about it. Like, it'll be cool to see. All right. So last thing here, and this was my other rant that I didn't write down. So Armory reload rant here. How the hell do we cut free practice and gain 0 time throughout the day? And what I mean by this is like, I
Just
got
how long
excited.
it is sitting there.
I got excited when they were like, "Oh, we're cutting free practice," because I was like, "Sweet, that is like an hour." So like, instead of having to get to the stadium at 11, now we have to get there at 12. That's awesome. Gives us some more time for brunch in the morning or something, right? And then you start looking at the schedule. You're like, "No, the schedule's exactly the same." And like Lewis Phillips was reading off the schedule on something last week, and it was like, you know what we gain by this? 3 minutes of track work here, 4 minutes of track work here. And it's like, how did we cut an hour and that's all we gain?
Yeah.
And the day is still the same length. I don't understand. It makes 0 sense to me. If that's all we're gaining, just bring back free practice. I don't care.
Well, I don't have anything to say about that, but in other words, I guess sounds like Peacock's going to be testing a thing where when you're watching the race, you can actually meet the announcers.
What?
Peacock
And you'll be able just to hear raw noise of the bike?
Yes. Peacock is going to be testing an audio thing. I don't know if it's going to be during Supercross. Maybe they'll do it for outdoors. But I was reading, and this all comes from the sports side of the sport side of things, that they're going to introduce a function where I don't know where it's going to be on your remote. It's probably going to be like an option on the side. But that if you want to mute the announcers and you only want to hear the background noise, so obviously, as Cole just said, the bike's in the stadium, you can do so.
That would work out good for us.
I'll definitely do that during
And I'm going to
Deegan
go,
interviews.
as soon as that happens, I'm not listening to a damn race with the announcers on.
So here's how that could be a real positive for us. Thank you for bringing that up. Is we could live stream audio for
Yeah.
the races, and
Yeah.
people could listen to us be morons and talk
I love it.
and talk all the shit
That'd be
about how
kinda
we
fun.
don't know.
I think it's
anything.
cool because after listening to Lee Diffie again last night, made me want to poke my eardrums out.
dude.
If it's just Lee and Ricky, I'm in.
Y'all seen? Y'all
Ricky had some good ones last night too, and I'm like, you are.
Well,
getting,
the reason that is
I'm like,
is
you are getting dumber.
There
And
was
then he
a-
started using
no,
big words.
There was one something about where he said he won his first race 15 years ago in San Diego or something, but his first race that he actually won was at Daytona.
I also like how when they were sent on the starter camera what they were talking about, but he used the word pragmatic, and I'm like, ooh, nice one, Ricky.
Well, the reason that I say that is
It is rough, dude.
And then you got fucking JT down there quoting, philosophers and poets, and I'm like,
JT's way too smart for those
I'm like,
guys.
dude, I'm like, oh, I'm glad that you're bringing some, culture and some, just a little bit of smarts here. But this is dirt bike racing. We are not talking about Edgar Allan Poe.
Did you listen to your? Who's that one announcer chick you like there?
Haley Shanley?
Yeah, did you listen to her on Pulp?
I didn't know she was on Pulp.
She was on Pulp a couple weeks ago.
Oh, how'd that go?
it was interesting. So she's doing stuff this year too with the French broadcast because
Oh,
apparently
really?
she's fluent in French.
Wow, Lars was too fired up.
He was when that
Lars?
happened. Yeah, Lars Lindstrom was on that show.
Oh, why was he fired up?
He was like, "Oh, you could speak 2 languages?"
Yeah, he was real impressed.
Be like, Lars, why don't you speak your home language?
I was also like, wow, that's impressive.
That is kind of cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
good for her. Good
Because
for her.
like, yeah, so
So she's gonna be up there with.
I don't know.
DV
You
and
go, you go
Tortelli?
and listen to it. Like, I don't know which. I think she's doing in the pits or whatever stuff
Oh.
for them there.
All I know is if the French broadcast does not have Tortelli and DV on there, it's
I don't
a
know.
I
miss.
don't think that's the thing.
Tortelli's on there, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I
but
think
not
they're all,
DV
I
though.
think they're all still on there.
We're not
Uh,
gonna get DV on there.
You know, who's a good-looking dude?
Who?
Sebastian Tortelli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
he is a good-looking guy.
100%.
Better looking than Justin Brayton, actually.
Oh, that's pretty tough.
It is pretty tough.
That's
It is-
tough.
it is pretty tough.
Can you imagine if those two were on the broadcast together?
What? You'd have to fucking blind. You'd be blind.
How
Yeah.
did you guys? Did either of you guys watch like the pre-race stuff? No. Like that hour and a half thing. The hour and a half thing I didn't like so much because all it was basically
I didn't
like
watch
the season preview show, and then they just cut in a few other things.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch it.
What about the post-race stuff? Did you guys watch any of that? There,
No, I
they
should've.
immediately following the race.
I
kinda
saw
like
some
that.
clips of it where they had Tomac talking.
Yeah, I kind of like that where they have they take the chairs out there. Now Weege was there. Why was Weege there? Because he's Weege. He wasn't involved the rest of the night, but let's put him there with Brayton and AC.
I
and
like
then the
Brayton
other
and
guy,
AC.
Tomac, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I would watch that because those two are.
Yeah, and they're literally like on the track. They take the chairs, they put them on the track basically, and they sit there and talk to the winner afterwards. I like that. I like that. I like this new press scrum thing, whatever they're calling it now. I think
Yeah.
that's
So
cool too.
being in the media though, they're just gonna have to figure out the workload or something different, or it's just tough because I think they said the 250 scrum was during the main, so they were in there asking all the 250 guys.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
really?
the 450 main's going on, so they
Yeah.
weren't able to see anything that was going
That's
on.
so rough though, because what do? You make them 250 guys stay there, which yes,
Right,
I know
right.
it's just part of it.
So
but
like,
it's-
and to me, I'm like, all right, if you don't know what's going on in the 450 main, like, what do you ask these guys?
yeah, I don't know. But they're trying, so I give them again.
Yeah, that golf clap, we got
I'll
changes
clap it up.
happening.
Yeah, because
Tough
they're-
blocks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was.
They
gonna
were
ask
still
about.
blowing around though. I still seen them blowing into the track.
So here's my concern with the new ones, because they're slightly smaller and triangulated. Will they actually save guys? Like, you know how guys used to land on tough blocks sometimes.
And sometimes
body,
it'd save 'em.
body wise. You know what I mean? I think it's great for not causing things that we've seen in the past. However,
Roll double.
shut the fuck up.
Roll double.
However, the whole guys getting squirrely and landing right on them body wise, I'm like, that doesn't look like that's as big, and they're just gonna kind of hit the ground instead. So
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey man, as long as I never have to watch somebody watch a Kyle Riedel situation and stick a stake through his side like
Yeah.
he did at High Point, I'm okay.
one other thing too, did you guys hear that next year it's gonna be the same thing as the GPs? They have to wear front and back protection.
What?
Like
I'm good with that.
like in the GPs, you got to wear
Oh yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah.
chest pro basically. That's coming.
Well, it
next year.
saved Barcia last night.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well, it don't have to be the airbag thing, but you got to wear front and back chest pro.
Well, good.
So
Good.
but that's next year. So I don't know. Anyway,
You mean
anything
like
else
how
you guys
they-
want to talk about?
You know, they make all the futures kids run.
Did,
chest
I think.
breakers.
That's this year.
Yeah, I know.
In the comments here, Jeff says Danger Douche got some humble pie, which is good for him. Sure did.
I mean, that's
Dave
debatable.
says, I agree. I think he'll struggle the first couple rounds, then put it together. Tell us how you really feel, Jeff. LOL.
Oh.
In Deegan Snap, David also says, in Deegan Snapchat before the press conference, him and Levi were talking behind the scenes. I don't think it's as much as we make it out to be.
We'll see until it's not until it is.
It's not until Levi T-bones him again. And then Jeff said he kept saying prolific too, LOL. And
Rickyisms.
Ricky
yeah,
isn't.
and Jeff said, what about Prado's bike failing sound?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
whatever.
know. Yeah, just
Whatever.
Just letting her bark a little
let
much.
her bark a little bit more. So, all
Thank
right.
you, Kawasaki.
Anything else?
Not like Prado's going to lose the title by 3 points and
Yeah.
point back at this.
Kaida Wolf and Hayden Deegan beef on Instagram was funny.
Fake.
Hilarious.
I know, but I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Hilarious.
Hilarious, especially the one of Deegan in
How
like a
fake
dress.
how fake do you think it is, though?
They text back and forth.
Yeah, but you don't think DeWolf isn't really at some point being
Oh, I
like,
think he's got
hey,
a-
dude,
I-
if you're going to talk all this shit, like, come race, let's go.
Oh, I think he's got a little because he was chirping at him like when the whole Designations things came up. But I agree with Cole. I think it is a little bit manufactured, kind of like the Juju thing.
Yeah.
But I think deep down, though, I think both of them may not like each other as much as they would like to, Because obviously Deegan's not scared, and DeWolf clearly is not fucking scared. So, yeah, at some point I hope to see both of those two racing each other.
Me
But,
too.
you know, Hayden's never going to do MX of Nations, so.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, one thing I did want to bring up, too, I talked to you about this, is so watching the Hayden Deegan vlog there for the Jake Paul fight was very interesting. So
Two fucking cringe people.
well, so there was a lot going on.
I thought it was he just looked like the
like the most unpopular of the popular kids, right?
Hayden Deegan
Right.
or Jake Paul?
No, Deegs.
Deegan
So,
at
like,
Jake Paul's
Deegs-
house.
So like Deegs knows Jake, right?
Yeah, I
like
know.
they legit know each other.
Yeah, I know.
Because like they met
They
up
trained
because
together.
they like met up after the fight the next day, going to some after party thing or whatever, and they go there, and then like Deegan explaining to some guy who I have no idea who he was. He owns some clothing company or something in this match. It was funny because it's like, as much as they're like the peak of our sport, right? Like him,
They're nothing in that world.
bro.
Right, that's the way it looked.
They were the dumb rednecks in the corner in
You
that
thi-
world, bro.
You think that
It
was the first time in
hilarious.
Hayden? Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know how you think, but you think that was the first time ever in Hayden's life, at least in the last 3-4 years, where he was at a place and he kind of looked around and goes,
Well, Haley was
Yeah.
with him too.
"I'm a little out of." Even Haley,
and
though,
they definitely don't know who she
yeah,
is.
they'd
Yeah.
have- like, you think that was the first time in either one of their life where they're looking around going, "Yeah, this is a lot different than what I'm used to."
No, but it was funny because they were making jokes at this house they went to at the party, and they were like, "Yeah, we are not in this tax bracket."
Not even fucking close. Also,
Yeah.
too, did you see the fucking picture of him and Jake on the airplane with all the fake money and the fake guns?
It was an
Yeah,
AI
it was
photo.
an AI photo. You can make it. I've seen.
Oh, okay.
I also saw.
I was about to say
Diffie Smooth
that's
on
fucking
the plane with
stupid.
Jake Paul and a bunch of
Oh,
money.
yeah, I didn't
guns.
see
Yeah.
that. when I saw that picture, I didn't dive deep into it, but I was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be posting that.
Well, at first I saw it, and again, add that to the list of stupid comments people are making of like, "Oh, this is so cringe," blah blah blah, and I'm like, "Oh my god, you core moto people drive me effing insane." Because yes, it is cringy, but this is the kind of shit we need to grow the sport here. So like, shut up.
Although,
about it.
also, again, not giving anybody life advice, but if I was Hayden, though, I probably wouldn't be spending too much time with Jake Paul.
Why
Not
not?
really the person
Why?
you
Yeah, why?
really, Jake Paul.
I mean,
Why?
No,
Depend
no.
what
Like,
value are you looking for?
I don't have my tinfoil.
I'm
hat
not
on
looking.
Right now.
I'm not looking for any value, but Jake Paul, like as a person, and the shit that whole family is wrapped up in, is not really the type of people I would
No.
want to be associated
What
with.
about
the
Axel
Illu-
Hodges
like
riding
the
out at the
Illum-
ranch?
Like the
Right, where?
Illuminati.
Axel Hodges was out at the Paul Ranch.
Anybody hanging out with the Paul brothers, probably those are not the people you really want to be hanging out with. Especially,
Depends if you want to be with the Illuminati or not.
I don't think Hayden Deegan wants to be the Illuminati.
You think Axel Hodges wants to be with the Illuminati?
I don't really know what Axel Hodges wants because he grew up with a fuck ton of money as well. But I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I just
Like,
wouldn't be hanging out with that group. Not the type of people I think
They
those
hang
are-
out with him just for it's the cross views. Like even if he's a shitty person or whatever, it's gonna get more eyes on you.
I just don't think
Yeah.
those are the type of people that you want. Like, we obviously want to grow the sport, but I don't think those are the type of people you want to be bringing in to grow the sport.
Yeah, but you want
You should get on TikTok then because Deegan on TikTok is basically Jake Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you compare him to Jake Paul,
you want
he's
to talk
nobody.
You want to talk cringe stuff? Yeah, go look at Deegan's TikTok.
I'm not going to
Because
do
it's
that.
Unreal.
But you can compare him in that sense. But
Are
then
you
when
not blocked?
Remember, I'm blocked on everything now because he must have saved my screenshot in his phone and came back and chirped at me.
again, as popular as Hayden Deegan is on all these socials, comparing him to Jake Paul is like comparing. I don't even fucking know the comparison. They're not even the same stratosphere.
But he's our one true hope there to break into that sort of scene, though.
We can do better than that.
Who
We
you
do better
who
than
you
Jake-
gonna put in that scene?
You can do better than Jake Paul. Jake Paul has
Name
nothing.
one
to...
of these. Name one other rider. that
No,
is
no, not
in
Hayden
this
Deegan.
social-
Not Hayden Deegan. Not Hayden Deegan. Jake Paul.
Oh,
Not Hayden Deegan.
Who would you
Jake-
rather see Hayden Deegan getting involved with in
Anybody
that
that Jake-
world?
Anybody that Jake Paul. Jake Paul's not even. That's not even a real world. Like, first off, he's a fucking boxer who pays people to take a fall until he fought Anthony Joshua, and he's not even really a YouTuber anymore. He's not really in a world. He's just Jake Paul. Like he's not. Trust
He's in
me.
a social
I follow
media
the-
world.
I know enough about the Paul brothers. He's not the dude. There's no real world that Jake Paul's in anymore. Logan Paul, yes, because he still does the YouTube thing and the WWE shit. But Jake Paul, like, he's just going off of his name
28.9 million followers.
because he's going off of his name.
Who
He
gives a
barely does anything.
Bruh, he just cleared $100 million, or actually,
It doesn't
$200
fucking matter.
million
His name
his
is
job
what people
right.
are following now. It doesn't
He-
matter what he does.
Shouldn't
He just made
He could go
more,
play shuffleboard, and he's gonna have people following him.
He just made more getting his jaw broken than the entire
Oh, I
motocross
know.
paddock makes combined.
I don't think that's the type of people you want associated with motocross. It's a very bad group of people. All those fuckers are bad people. Him, fucking Aiden Ross, all those fucking people. They're all wrapped up in a whole bad bunch of
You want
shit.
to talk about a huge douchebag? Jack Doherty. Fuck that guy.
That's
Well,
another
what
dude that's in
Deegan-
the,
Deegan's basically the Moto Jack Doherty.
I hate that kid.
That's another dude that's in the same category. Him, fucking KSI, Logan
Did you
Paul.
see Jack Doherty and Deegan hanging out?
I don't care.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Let me tell you this.
Again.
You want to see me on TMZ? Watch that motherfucker be fucking with me somewhere like he likes to do, you know, where, oh, I'm going to play with him and then I'm going to have my security. Guess what? Your security's hitting the floor and then I'm coming for you, bud.
Again, anybody associated, I don't care how popular they are, just do better than fucking YouTubers. YouTubers are a joke. They're a bunch of fucking.
They're
That's
not
the
YouTubers,
future,
they're
though.
Disney-
That's the
they're
future.
Disney Channel. But that is like
They're a bunch of
I'm not,
shitty-ass
dude.
That's
I'm
that-
not,
that's
I'm
that
not
generation.
saying. I'm not sitting here
That's
saying
that
that I'm
generation.
not here sitting here
Fucking
saying that
terrible.
you're wrong about that. But I'm just saying, if we want to go more mainstream and want to, because look, man, we need crossover shit like that. Because how we saw it this weekend. What did they try to do? Pound down our throats these fucking car racers that are at the race, which again is great, but we've been trying that for 20 fucking years. It don't work. We need something different. Jake Paul and Logan Paul are different, and they are the new
But they'll
new
never
age.
show up to a race.
I wouldn't
It
say
depends
that.
on
They'll
when the,
never show
where,
up to a
where's
race.
their ranch
You know how
at?
much money
don't know.
you're gonna have to pay Jake Paul to show
Oh,
up to a
don't
race?
they live
They
in
just
Puerto-
they just
live
have a
in-
big
No,
ranch,
Logan Paul
and
lives
they
in
just
Puerto
started
Rico.
a new channel where it's nothing but the ranch and off-road shit.
Logan Paul lives in Puerto Rico. Jake Paul still lives in, I think, California.
Oh, okay.
Wherever
Then I
the,
w-
no,
then
the ranch is in Tennessee somewhere.
Never gonna show up to a race.
Oh,
They might show up to one that's near.
Never gonna show up to a race.
I
They
don't
don't
know.
have the type of money to pay them to show up to a race.
What
Never
if they
gonna
want to
happen.
come just as fans because
Never
they
gonna
like dirt
happen.
bikes and
Never
shit?
gonna
Yeah.
happen. Never gonna happen.
I wouldn't say never, dude.
The
Never
ranch
gonna
is in Georgia.
Never gonna happen.
Hmm.
Never. Gonna
ATV
happen.
trails, all that shit.
Seems like a
Jake-
great crossover for the Branson, Missouri finale.
You talk about how much money they make. Jake Paul is not gonna go to a place and
Send
show his
Jake Paul
face.
to the Bass Pro Shop.
Who's paying him? Who's gonna pay him to show up to a race? Who's gonna pay him? You know how much money it cost him to
Do
show
you
up
think he
places?
gets paid
Who
to go
you think
everywhere?
you don't think he wants to go watch a dirt bike race?
No, because he doesn't fucking care, dude.
Then
That
why'd
dude-
he build a $39 million ranch with ATVs and side by sides and
because he
fucking
has
jump?
because he has the money to.
And
do
why
it.
did he have Axel Hodges out of this place?
Because he has the money to do it. Talking about showing up to a race, though, you have to pay that dude to show up to places. And you know how much money it costs to get him to show
Nah, I
up to
don't know.
places? I'm telling you, dude. It's the same thing with Logan Paul. Motherfucker charges like $500,000 to
Clip
do
this
fucking
shit,
appearances.
and the caption should be, "Will the Paul brothers ever come to a Supercross?"
Not gonna happen.
Oh, I'm clipping this for sure.
Not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Will the
Not-
Paul brothers ever come to a Supercross?
I don't know, man. The thing is that like, with him knowing Jake,
Yeah.
because like my thing was when I watched that video too, to watch like Jake and his crew pull up in the car next to him and actually be like, "Yo, bro, what's up?" type deal. That almost threw me back a little bit of
Yeah.
like, oh wow, like this isn't like kind of like a, oh yeah, influencer. Our teams behind the scenes
Yeah.
kind of put it together. This is like no, like yo, I know you, bro.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
know you by name. That to me makes me think like that's a possibility. Do I think it happened? I don't know. But could I see Jake Paul showing up at A1? Yeah, I could.
Nah, I just can't.
I could.
I just can't do it. I can't see it.
They don't I don't disagree with they get paid to do appearances.
And I don't know who's gonna pay him.
But they don't like not everything is paid. What I mean by that is they still like to go do things.
Yeah, for
They're
sure.
still a human, man. At
For
the end
sure.
of the day, no matter how I'm not going to say what I just wanted to say. No matter how whatever they are,
Yeah,
they're still a human who goes and does
Yeah.
things. Do they go to NBA games or something?
that I don't know.
Do they go to the UFC fights?
No, they're not allowed.
Okay. So like but there
Logan
still
is, but Jake's not.
there still has to be things they go do.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't know.
So do I give it a high percentage chance? No. But am I saying it's impossible? No, I'm not. Especially because of knowing. And, like, if Deegan continues to build his following, which he acts like a little homo on TikTok, so it's going to continue to build.
Click that.
It's – I don't know. I don't know, man. I could see it happening. Like I said, I don't give it a big percentage chance. But again, too, it's one of those things that, like, if we want the sport to grow, this is the kind of dumb shit we need. Do I agree with it? No. Do I wish there was better people? Yeah, dude. Like
With that generation, though. That's
but yeah, but with that generation too, like that's the generation.
I just wish the way to make the sport grow is we didn't have to fucking, rely on a bunch of cringy ass fucking shitty people.
Okay, well, this goes back to the same thing though as all the douchebags that tell me that I only put Deegan's name in the title to get clicks and stuff. Yeah, motherfucker, because if I put Hayden Deegan rise to 4th place, or if I put Star Racing's Hayden Deegan gets 4th place, no one fucking clicks it. Learn how to play the YouTube game. You want to know how I got all the clicks on the Sexton video? It's titled "He Can't Set Up a Bike." So, like, yeah. But guess what? The one I put that was 2007 vibes for talking about Kenny and Ando racing Suzuki's got 300 views.
No, I get it.
So, like, this is the kind of douchey stuff that
Rage
just has
bait.
to be done. Rage bait, baby. So, all right. That's it. That's episode 323. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to all of our members who are watching. Ralph, sorry you missed the whole episode, bro. We start at right around 6 o'clock Eastern every single week there, brother. Boys, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Seth, thanks for running it over there. Thanks to our sponsors there, Nano Extreme, Gutterworks, Complete Racing Solutions, The Armory, TLR Coatings, Adept Creative Co., Alias MX. I think that's everybody.
Roll double.
Shake
So
a snake.
So gay. We'll be back next week. Full gamut of shows. San Diego? Okay. San Diego. Next week, we'll be back. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Later.
Roll
Roll
double.
double.
Just want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this kind of content and you want to see the full show, it's linked right here. If you guys want to make sure that you never miss an update, you never miss a show, a live stream, a bike build, or anything that we're doing, make sure to hit that subscribe button there and make sure to turn on notifications with the bell. If you want to join our members area to help support the show, that's greatly appreciated too. And you can check us recording things live that other people in the general public don't get to see. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see y'all on the next one.